hip hop, nerd shit, sports show,
and a little bit of random fuck.
Enjoy.
Yo, this your boy Taylor.
Black is the new black.
This is your good brother, Jonesy.
What's up, everybody? My name is Benjamin Anderson. We are now on the Rageverse Network.
Black is the new black.
Welcome to another edition.
Black is the new black.
So, without further ado, let's get started.
Hey, yo, Black New Black is here. It's your boy Benjamin Anderson, joined by Jonesy. Taylor may be joining us later. So, yeah. Y'all know what we do here. Sports, nerd shit, hip-hop, and R&B. We're actually going to talk about music for once. Yeah.
I know it's been a while, y'all. We haven't given you a long-form album review or a Drake roast session in many moons.
We will be having a Drake work session. Eventually we will be, because he has an album coming, yeah.
I'm going into it with an open mind, as I always do. I believe 2 or 3 songs I like.
From what I understand, it's going to be an R&B album. So,
finally, he's going to fully commit to that. I might actually like this one.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm open minded to that. So
we're gonna go ahead.
Music. Oh, okay. I'll intro this since I put it in the notes. So we've been seeing discourse for about probably like a year and a half now. We talked about it amongst ourselves whenever on the show. This idea that R&B is dead, and that traditional R&B, particularly, whatever that means, by the way, we're going to get into the nitty gritty of that. That traditional R&B is dead. R&B in general is dead. It's too hip hop. It's too whatever now. It's not basically what we're going to cut through the bullshit and say a lot of you niggas want 90s R&B back, and we get it. We grew up with it too. I get it.
Which still exists.
And that's where we're going. We're gonna give you some recommendations of artists we enjoy who can scratch that itch for you. It won't all be that style. It'll be some people that are more modern, more progressive, more experimental, more retro. But there's more music out here than you can listen to in 10 lifetimes, basically. Every Friday, a deluge of albums drop. If I was like going, but from like every Friday's release for the past year, I'm about 4 months behind at least on new projects. And that's just the stuff I'm personally interested in, not the stuff that's in the zeitgeist that people talk about, like to farm content with. You're literally spoiled for choice. They make an algorithm inside of these streaming apps. He has Spotify, I have YouTube Premium. Bruh, I get on there, I could pick a song and I would not have to touch it again for the rest of the week. It'll just keep generating things within the same genre, sound, and sometimes outside of it, but like partially related to it. It'll usher me into other genres by itself. There's no excuse unless you're like pushing 40 and you're like, well, if it's not on the radio, and that's your fault, by the way. Who the hell listens to the radio still?
Do we kind of push 40? Well, no, I'm 33. I'm not like 35, over the 35 threshold yet, so I'm not pushing 40. So yeah. Oh shit! Jonesy just froze. That's weird. But yeah. Okay, Jonesy's back. So did you.
Okay, I froze. Okay, that's weird. I just got
somebody froze.
Upgraded too. Yeah.
So,
but froze on my screen, so I don't know what happened. Anyway, he'll be back.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you're looking for the radio to do, it's crazy. So my son,
you froze again. This is fucking weird. Yeah.
When I dropped in the morning, yeah,
it was another freeze.
720p.
Me too. It's weird.
I noticed that, man. This is weird, but okay.
Ignore it. Let's go.
Anyway, I take my son to camp in the morning. I don't always feel like putting on some music or like a YouTube video or a blog or a podcast when I'm driving. It's a short distance, so I'll just turn the radio on. I was listening to The Breakfast Club. They were playing songs from like 5 years ago, like they were new. If you're like, and they're pretty much a place that like breaks records. If you're listening to that as your source of what music is right now and what it can be, you're really limiting yourself, and you have no one to blame for yourself but your dissatisfaction. Okay, now that we've browbeat you and drug you, we're going to actually talk about some stuff we like. I'll start with a guy that Ben and I both enjoy a lot. How do you pronounce his name? Saint
Harrison.
Saint Harrison, that's it. Saint Harrison. He's from the UK, right? Saint Harrison. White male UK R&B singer. He does This dude is a master of the art form of falsetto. He has some great tracks. Check him out. That's probably going to itch the scratch up. You need another guy, Teddy Swims. He's a very talented R&B singer. This guy from the Philippines, I believe, Rini. That dude makes some really dope music. He has a new project out called Ultraviolet. Like, he does traditional Girl, I Love You, R&B. While he may not be the best live singer, the dude...
I ain't heard that name.
The joint... Oh, no, I'm talking about a guy that sang with, that was on a couple of Drake projects that Brandy bigged up. He's from California.
Oh.
What's his name? I feel bad about this. It's like, brother sounds really good on record. You know what? Gallant is still out here doing stuff too, but like that's a whole. I don't know if he's dropped anything recently. I know around 2021 he had a project, but yeah, check out Gallant. Like this, I'm blanking because I have so many guys in my head. Let me check the list that I had. I had to write one out to make sure I didn't forget people I'm actively messing with right now. But Ben, if you got some people off the top of your head, you can run through.
Yeah. So Kenyon Dixon, if you're looking for, if you're looking for that R&B feel, like he's been bigged up by like Anita Baker and shit for like bringing that feel.
Check out his song "Slow Dance." Just if you need like a sample, definitely check out Kenyon Dixon "Slow Dance." Kali Uchis is still out here doing her thing. Like her album "Red Moon and Venus" that dropped earlier this year, great project, front to back banger. Janelle Monáe just dropped a new joint. It's very
Dijon.
very awesome.
Dijon, very dope. Male R&B artist. Check him out. I'm scrolling down my R&B.
Go on YouTube and start following the Colors Show. They bring on so many dope international artists, many of which are in the R&B vein in that lane. Like, if you're not finding the music that satisfies you, that speaks to you on whatever level you need it to, if you want music about love and not just one night stands or toxic relationship culture, it's out there. But you gotta put in the minimal amount of legwork to get to it. Same with rap. We're gonna
check out Q
rap episode because we got a lot of projects to get on. Oh yeah, Super Q. Yeah.
Q. Daniel Caesar's last album, Never Enough, was very good.
I need to check out Daniel Caesar's album. That one slipped through the cracks. On pause.
Okay. Joseph Solomon. Check him out.
Solomon is fucking incredible. I can't wait for this dude to drop a full project. Black Like You, that song is beautifully written, beautifully performed. Good old
depending
I Love My Woman music. We are happy together as two happy black people that love each other. There is no
depending on how old school. Yeah, depending on how old school you want your R&B to sound. Black Pumas and also
Black Pumas.
Three Sacred Souls, both of them.
Sacred Souls and Black Pumas do amazing. If you liked when Raphael Sadiq was doing his retro phase music, you'll love that stuff. By the way, that was some of the best R&B we had in a decade. That Raphael Sadiq.
Ro James
is still out here doing this thing. I saw some of his stuff recently again. I got his first album. I didn't buy a second one. I went to the store. I went to an actual record store back when we used to have Manifest bin to buy that album on the week it dropped. It was a great, enjoyable experience. And the thing is, I didn't even have to super relate to it, like lyrically. Like, I don't super relate to SZA's lyrics. I'm glad she found her lane and grew her audience like massively with what she's been doing since Control came out.
SZA's last album is very good.
It was too long for me, man. I tapped out halfway through.
It is very, very long. It is very, very long for some reason. But the thing with me is they're in a playlist, so I don't hear them like back to back to back. But just like I'm looking at it right now, like SOS, it's first song, Seek and Destroy, Love Language, Used, Snooze, Notice Me, Gone Girl, Smoking on My X-Pack, F2F, Shirt, I Hate You, Good Day. Like, there's some excellent songs on that album. Let's see. We already mentioned Rennie. We already mentioned Kenyon Dixon. Joji, who used to be who did Joji used to be on YouTube? What was Joji used to do some weird shit on YouTube, and I forgot.
We're recommending people good R&B songs or R&B artists since apparently the art form died. You listen to way more of it than I do.
Filthy Frank. Josie used to be Filthy Frank
Oh,
on
Filthy
YouTube.
Frank. Okay.
Don't look those up.
I know
Don't look up Filthy Frank.
Yeah. Don't Google that. Go to YouTube for that. Please do not Google that. We cannot be responsible for what you find. If you get some weird Boku no Pico, Dojinshi, that's on you.
Xavier Omen, Giveon,
Right.
Ballad,
Giveon. That's what I was thinking of. Giveon. Really talented dude.
Jordan, Jordan Hawkins.
Made a lot of people, get on his case, but that brother can sing. Y'all chill.
Yes. Jordan Hawkins, Steve. I don't know if Steve Lacy counts as R&B, but Steve Lacy.
I was talking to Taylor about this. What genre overall would you? I mean, we don't have to genreize music, but like that last Lil Yachty project is great, but it like does like psychedelia, R&B, acid jazz. Like it's a lot of things on that album. But all the things he put his hand to and attempted at the very least, he succeeded at making it good. So I highly recommend that album. Like if you don't listen to Yachty or you wrote him off as like just one of those A-wave rappers or whatever, I don't even know what we call that, John. Mumble rap, I guess. I guess that was still the term at that time. But I feel like at that time there was still more of like that da-da-da A flow going on out there. So, but like if you written off Lil Yachty, check out his latest project. That joint is actually really, really good, dope, experimental. Just great music. It's great music. Check that out. Like, stop being a cranky old nigga is what I want to really drive home. There's too many things you could be out here enjoying. Stacey, what's that white girl name? Like Tori Kelly? Is she still doing things? I
guess. I don't know.
Chloe Bailey makes fun Chloe Bailey R&B. It's for
if you like Beyonce, if you like
Beyonce, you'll enjoy her stuff.
You'll like Chloe Bailey.
But thing is, I'm sure we don't have to tell people that Chloe Bailey is a thing. But still.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. She's out here, fellas. You can listen to it too while you get your nail sets done.
Listen, there's a lot of female artists music I like. So I don't care about that shit.
Speaking of but particularly male R&B artists, because apparently that's the deadest genre. We acting like the Vision don't exist.
He does. They do. They're two people.
They do.
Party Next Door is about to come out with an album.
Party, I mean, he ain't my type of party, but like, no pun intended. No. But he got his fan base. He's got a couple songs I can mess with. Weeknd has really left R&B, but like,
Weeknd does pop. Weeknd does pop. Also, we gotta talk about the Idol. We're going to talk about the Idol.
We got to talk about the Idol.
Yes, we got to talk about the Idol. We do got to talk about the Idol.
Okay, I mean, yeah, we owe it to the people. I've seen the first episode and I watched the.
You don't need to see anymore.
Rope twist. I watched it. Look, I made the sacrifice for myself just so I can say I watched it. I watched the first episode. I'm Gucci. I watched. I forgot Buddy's name because I want to shout him out because he did really good, comprehensive.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I'll follow him on YouTube too.
He's really talented, brother, man. I want to shout. Yeah,
I forgot his name.
We got to shout him.
Let me see if
he deserves whatever boost we can give somebody. He deserves to get.
Shit, he got the power. He got like 1 million faithful. D'Angelo Wallace.
D'Angelo, yeah. Well, hey, bro.
God damn, 1.9 views.
9 million. 1.9 million views on that video.
Dog, here the Idol video, just the Idol video. 1.3. No, excuse me. Well, yeah, hey, 1.3, 1.9, and 1.2.
Y'all tell him to shout us out.
Shout us out, please. Jesus.
We too aspire to be non-problematic, evolved black men, brother. Let's be.
His Andrew Tate video got 2.9. I want 2.9 million views. That shit is also an hour and 40 minutes.
Ben, all we got to do is get a white couch, sit on it, and talk about relationships and why women are the problem.
No.
And we can get 10 million views.
No.
All right, well.
No.
This nigga is not about this life.
No.
All right, if you have an alpha male podcast, I'm willing to come on there and play leftist devil advocate while still also affirming traditional black masculinity. Not an easy job.
I'll come on your podcast. Here's what if you have an alpha male podcast and you want me to come on, understand at some point I'm going to call you fucking stupid. I need you to accept you're going to say something to me and I'm going to say to you, you're fucking stupid. Accept that and I'll come on your show. Fight you. I will not
come
fight
wearing
you,
my Kevin Samuel suit.
but I will call you fucking
And,
stupid.
I will
Nigga,
show
I'm
up
too
on your
old to be
Alpha Male
fighting.
podcast.
I will show up on your
Nobody
Alpha Male
uses them like they
podcast.
used to.
I'll show up on your Alpha Male podcast, and I'll call you fucking stupid. And like a lot of these niggas, you ain't gonna do shit to me. But
I mean, well, Ben, you're not a small man. You're not quite shoot a nigga big like Terrell. That nigga came over on Saturday, and I hadn't seen him in a while, so I forgot how big that nigga was. He like walked through my door, and I'm like, oh yeah, I hang out with a giant wrestle human routinely. Like it's just
he's pretty large.
That's just normal to have a friend that size.
He's pretty large.
Like that nigga's like the Black Iron Giant. Y'all have never seen the homie, but like that's an accurate description.
Big dude. But yeah,
man. But R&B thing. So you want to just transition into the Idol since we kind of went there? Let's go ahead and do
we will transition into the Idol, which will transition us. Okay, so the Idol is Sam Levingston's and The Weeknd's show. If you don't know who Sam Levingston is,
Euphoria, Malcolm and Marie. I like Malcolm and Marie. I thought it was a great film.
Euphoria, Malcolm and Marie, that weird Ben Affleck cuck movie. The weird Ben Affleck cuck movie. He did do the Ben Affleck cuck movie.
That's your boy. Okay.
For those who don't know what movie we're talking about, hold on. Let me put in Ben Affleck. I'm going to type in Ben Affleck cuck movie.
It'll come up. Pause.
Cuck movie.
Why you say cuck?
Deep Water.
With a hard K. Deep Water. I knew it was something.
Ben Affleck goes from cuckold to killer. That is. Oh, yeah. Sam Levinson's a fucking weirdo. Anyway, and to be clear, if you're into being cucked, no kink shaming on my side. Just, Sam Levinson's weird.
No, this is all kink shaming on my side. If you out here on your Adam 22 in more ways than
Listen, dog. You, if y'all two grown adults, I am not partaking in that lifestyle. It's two grown adults. Do what gets y'all rocks off. Anyway, Sam Levinson
to be their what's called their breeding stud.
That's not a thing. What happened?
That's what happened, Ben.
If we're really going to talk about it, is a dude that I hadn't spoke to in a long time. Basically, was like, can we trade significant others? Basically, he wanted to do swinging. Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. I was like, no. Nigga, no.
That whole trade was just that was just to get their foot in the door to get you, Ben. It's like those people that are like, hey, let's try a threesome, but they really only want one of the partners.
That's weird. That was weird when I was asked. I don't think I even responded. That was weird.
Yeah, like like we can't be friends after that. We can't even be work acquaintances after that. You gotta
like we can't talk to me now. No, we weren't. It wasn't work. We grew up together. We just haven't spoke to for a long time. We grew up together, but yeah,
nigga,
that's fucking weird.
Start off after like, hey, we haven't seen each other since 4 years since high school. Hey, man, notice you got married. Your wife's kind of hot. Want to swap?
Basically, that was a conversation.
Swirl and twirl.
It's like, nigga, no. No,
sir, I'm going to respectfully decline, and if I see you, I'm going to shoot you in the face.
You can't. There's no coming back for that conversation. By the way, like I can never I can't ever kick it with you again because like what? Like
I was at this. I put it in the group chat we had one time. The time I put the Snapchat I took of when I took like the shot with the white people when they were like they never had Hennessy and it was at the homies. The Ethiopian spot I took you and Taylor to, and I went there one night after work, and there was like this white couple that just kept hanging around with after like all the white people left, and one was like, my fiance teaches too, like you guys should talk, and so he just disappears for like 30 minutes. I'm just like talking to his fiance. I'm like, okay, where'd your guy go? She's like, oh no, don't worry about him. Then he comes back, he's like, hey, you two are hitting it off. I'm like, okay, so I know the owner and the bartender, so they're like, hey, bro, you see what's happening, right? I'm like, nah, like,
you will be recruited.
We're just gonna take a shot at hen dog together. I was like, we've just ended racism. It's all good. We're taking Hennessy. They're like, yeah, we like. And then like,
nigga.
Like, so what's the next move? Like, the dude at the end was like, so Jonesy, what's the next move tonight? I'm like, well, we're gonna go to Bar None downtown. Like, yeah. And then after that, I'm like, So at that point, the bartender chick named Bunny, yo, shouts out if you watch this. I'll send her a link sometime. But she's like, yo, this is. They find you very attractive. I'm like, yeah, I can't help y'all. Good luck with that. Like, I'm not ever going to wind up in a tub with my organs missing. I just like they had that like midsummer energy. Like, hey, would you like to come to the mountains with us? No, I would not.
Fuck no. No, I would not.
Bring your wife too. Like, we're looking for more couple friends to hang out with.
I'll never be able to leave.
No, right. Like, so now that you're here, why do y'all have shackles on all the walls? And where's the furniture? You are the furniture. Like nah, we're not playing that game. So here's the funny part.
You're the furniture.
Stacy is sitting next to me on the couch because it's not a solo bedroom. So she has no context to anything you're saying, just what I'm saying.
You're the furniture, nigga.
Right. You're the chair and you're the footstool. Let's party.
Oh man. That was dark. Anyway, so the idol.
So
Sam Levinson in the weekends.
Not talk about this
show. My nigga, this is the worst show I've ever seen. It is it's shot so beautifully. It's shot beautifully.
That's his saving grace. Also, Lily Rose Depp is acting her ass off. A lot of people are acting their ass off in this, but the script cannot be saved.
Except Abel. The Weeknd's character is the weirdest motherfucker.
Which will be understandable.
I've ever seen.
If the writing was good, right? Like, I put it this way. That scene when Ed Sheeran was clearly just mugging at the camera the whole time in Game of Thrones and being Ed Sheeran, but everyone else around him is really good actors. So, like, that scene, while it sticks out, didn't make that episode bad.
I totally forgot Ed Sheeran was in Game of Thrones. Right. I totally forgot.
Scene, like, imagine that scene, Ben, but
he's the main character.
Right, there you go. He's the main character. The whole time is walking around playing his lute and being Ed Sheeran. That's what this show is.
The Weeknd's character
he also does coke and is a skeevy rape goblin.
Yeah, he's an abusive, skeevy rape goblin. That's what he is the entire show. Like, he threatens a dude. First off, being the Weeknd, all 5'6" with a ponytail, threatens a man.
6? I feel like that nigga's like 5'3".
I don't know. He's probably taller than that. Because Bella Hadid, I think, is like 6 foot. Like, Bella Hadid is like 6 foot, and she wasn't towering over him.
That nigga wear them lifts, bro. His new character got them Vegas lift shoes he always be wearing now.
That nigga ain't that short.
He got to
Let's see how tall.
Hey, bro, I bet we saw Hangman Page in person. That nigga is not as tall as Hangman. I can almost guarantee you.
5'8". That's normal.
Him and I are roughly the same height. Because you're tall.
Yeah, that's normal.
I'm about 5'8". Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not for black men. It's not. It's short for black men, but it's average height global.
What, 5'8"? No, 5'9" is average for black men, I think. We're not that much taller, 5'10". I think. I don't know.
Last time I checked, black men average out of like 6'1".
Really?
6'1". Yeah.
Nigga, then I'm shorter than that. I'm shorter than average. I'm not 6'1".
You 6?
I'm just under 6 foot.
You just under, okay.
Just under. Like, just under.
6'1". All right.
Yeah. Regardless.
Right now, because I'm a cool kid.
Regardless, this show is very bad. It's sexual in ways that are kind of creepy. It's also like Sam Levinson seemingly getting back at the people at Euphoria for not letting him put those girls in weird sexual situations. It's just bad
to make this. But I shouldn't be surprised that he did that in the first episode, because this is the same nigga that made a whole movie co-opting black directors and creatives struggle to yell at critics of his behind the scenes activities on Euphoria. So again, while I love Malcolm and Marie, I will never watch it again, by the way. It's one of those movies where I don't need to experience it.
It's like what's that Kendrick song? Cry Together.
Cry Together is an amazing
I will never
art. Yeah, I always skip it when I'm in the car. I listen to the intro because Alchemist killed that beat switch. And then before anyone starts talking, or before they really start cussing each other out, I'm like, and we're gone.
By the way, if your relationship is like the one in Cry Together or Malcolm and Marie, Leave.
Malcolm and Marie needed to break up.
Leave.
I've had some ugly fights with my wife. We've never had a night quite like that.
You need to leave. Like the end where they just like accept this what this is.
Just sit down, watch the sunrise, and pass each other a cigarette, and be like, "Well, so
that was a Tuesday."
You want to hit up that mac and cheese and have some mix?
Like, no, nigga,
no.
Y'all
niggas,
I am packing my things and leaving.
You both need counseling, and like, nigga, like I said in the voice chat I put in the group chat about like that nigga's response to that Twitter joke about the condoms thing or whatever. Like, ma'am, you need counseling. You need emotional
and a restraining
psychological
order.
And spiritual counseling and a restraining order. I don't care if you go to the mosque. I don't care if you go to the temple. I don't care if you go to the church. You need some spiritual foundation to teach you your value to where you don't laugh off a dude threatening
to beat the shit out of you.
Catastrophic violence. Not saying that threatening to slap a woman is okay or to put your hands on any kind of intimate partner is okay. But this nigga jumped several levels past, like, you got me fucked up to, I'm going to fuck you up specifically. That is a big leap. Like, that is unhealthy. And then the fact that she was like, all of y'all in my replies talk about my man. Y'all don't, that's just how he is. Y'all don't know him. He don't ever do that to me. He would never for real do the woo do do. Okay. He seemed pretty super serial, bro. He seemed super serial.
He won't do it until he do.
Y'all couldn't hear my wife. She's off screen, but she said he won't do it until he do.
If your wife texts you something or your significant other texts you something, and your response is "I'll beat the shit out of you," like, and not like "ha ha, I'll beat you up," like, no, like, I'll legit beat the shit out of you. That's not a joke. That nigga is insane. But we're getting off topic. The Idol is terrible. You should watch it just because it's so bad. It is a very bad show. It is a very bad show. It's very poorly written. The Weeknd is weirdo.
Bro,
on the show.
We can't undersell this. We have to go detail by because you watch way more of it than me. We got to keep going. I know what happens because I watched the Angelo's joint and he was very thorough in. Bro, like,
there's so much weird sex stuff.
Valentino, right? When they're Valentino,
they fucking Valentinos and then
Malibu,
like aggressively fuck.
Whatever.
Aggressively fuck, like loud as hell.
After she calls him gay, and he like becomes terrifying. Like, this dude gives her a very serial killer, nothing behind the eyes, sociopathic death glare. Where he's like, why? Like, at a certain, like, you're wondering why this like world famous chick is letting this random club promoter dude talk to her crazy like he's anything, right? Like, nigga, you are a dude, literally a dude off the street. You're a fan. You don't. Like, imagine one of us meeting, I don't know, Meg Thee Stallion and starting to be like, no, I'm going to style you. Now your music's trash. I need to change your image.
I'm going to run your career now.
I'm going to run your career now. And then, like, she's like, why do you, like, enjoy dressing me so much? She's like, because you need some taste. You need to develop some taste. And she's like, I just think you're gay. Like, that was her clap back. And the way he looked at her, that was the best acting in the show to me. Because that moment, like, if this was like a horror movie, he would have been great, because the way he looked at her in response was very much like, this white woman is in danger. And instead, they have a very awkward, unsexy,
aggressive
that lingers way too long with him.
And it's very loud.
His hand and smacking her in the face with it. Like, it's just, this dude he legit just like smacks her, spits in his hand, smacks her again, and rubs it in her face, chokes her, spits it, and then.
It was way too much going on. Like, it was like 10 minutes. It was like 10 minutes. That was like, yo.
It was too
why?
I saw a cut down clip online where like they like cut it down, and I'm like, why is the cut down version like 2 uninterrupted minutes of him just being like, arr, arr, arr. I'm like, yo, whoa, like, yo. So this video is, by the way, probably getting demonetized. All our shit gets demonetized. We say nigga within the first 40 seconds of the show. Anyway, it's like, yo, this show is bad. Like, why is this? It got canceled early. HBO doesn't generally, people think HBO cancels stuff a lot, but up until recently, like before the merger, when they were like getting set up for it, it had to like cut things like Doom Patrol and stuff short. That was for like cost cutting. This is getting canceled because it's bad, and it is messing.
And nobody was watching it.
Because
like HBO
messing up their like brand perception.
They rep.
People
Yeah,
consider
because HBO don't
like
put out.
premier. Yeah, if your shit trashed, HBO will be like, yo, this Game of Thrones got to skate by on. They were grandfathered in basically, and it didn't have to suck. But these niggas thought they were gonna get their Star Wars money and their weird slave fan fiction off.
Yeah, they were gonna make a weird slave fan fiction show.
Just goes to show you, kids. Maybe finish your first job before you leave to your second one
and third, because they lost that second and third job.
They showed it. They lost the Star Wars and bruh,
and their weird slave show.
As someone who loves Game of Thrones books, poetic justice. That's what you. You know what? Them niggas thought they were Littlefinger, and they went out just like they wrote their boy.
Yes. So moving on, before we get into nerd stuff and wrestling, just want to do really quick sports. We had NBA free agency. Nothing like there's some moves, but nothing like groundbreaking. The biggest one is Damian Lillard asking for a trade from Portland. Good, it finally happened.
I'm gonna be respectful. Go ahead.
But also, I need people to understand this is not simply Damian Lillard asking for a trade. Portland very clearly was like, please ask for a trade. They drafted a nigga at his spot position. They were like, we're going to draft maybe the best player in this draft, depending on how you feel, at your position. So, like, there was no time that they decided they were going to trade him. They were just waiting for him to ask to be traded. So, no one failed any. I've seen people say, Portland failed Damian or Damian failed Portland. No, this was a very good player, really probably the best player. Yeah, probably the best player in their my brain just broke. In their franchise history. That it was time to go, man. Time was up. It was probably up 2 years ago. It's definitely up now. Hope he goes to the Heat or, some good place and balls out. But I don't think there's any need for like any deep. People are being weird. Like, I get it. He did a lot of that run from grind stuff.
It's
and
the way we talk.
To be fair to him,
now, but bro, that just let me get my shit off because I respect Dame Lillard. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an incredible player. My only issue with Dame has ever been you were way too loud and way too consistently loud with that whole I'm not running like grind culture. I'm not afraid of the hard times. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get it out the mud. I'm gonna win the right way. Like all of that stuff is goofy. It was very performative for people that don't actually care about you, that don't care about your legacy, that don't care about your career. And bro, this nigga made raps, man. This nigga jumped out the window. Yo, we missed speaking of.
Well, he been rapping forever
and Pusha T thing. That's fine. I'm not mad about him. I knew he was Dame Dollar. I know a lot of these niggas got like music out. I know it's mostly whack, but it's whatever. But you specifically had to drop lines in your raps about not running to a super team, not being somebody's Robin and blah 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 blah. Like you'd rather be Green Arrow than be Robin to someone's Batman or whatever because you want Portland in that area and shit. It's like, all right, I get it. Like that was actually a dope one. I give him that on some nerd shit. But like, dude, you didn't have to do all of that. The problem is you built this public image and you felt captured by it. And the end result of that is you may not ever win a championship in your career until you do the thing that you said you never would do. So you've given people ammunition to discount you finally winning when you do. And I don't have any sympathy for him in that regard. Like I don't know.
No one's going to discount it. No one's going to discount it. And to be fair to him.
Nigga, people discount Ron's bubble ring by calling it a bubble ring.
Those people are idiots. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what them niggas think.
There's a lot of idiots in the media that have a bigger platform than people like me and you who get to shape the way we have discourse about this stuff.
Here's the thing about Dame, right? I totally understood him being like, I want to be the reason Portland wins a championship. That is what that was. I totally understand that. And I also understood in the run from the grind thing was because the Clippers, because if people don't remember, in 2020, when the Clippers got Paul George and Kawhi, they were being dickheads. Like aggressively assholes.
Street lights over stage lights, LA our way.
Yeah.
All that
they were doing a bunch of weird shit all the time. When they beat the Warriors, like on opening day, Pat Beverly was like, yeah, y'all had the last 5 years. The next 5 is ours. The weird shit they would say about the Lakers and LeBron. Like they were moving real weird out here. And his response, the running from the grind quote was before the playoffs started, they lost like the bubble, like restart games. They lost to the Clippers. Mm-hmm. And if you look over on the sideline, Pat Beverly was like laughing, talking about Dame time and all this other shit, right?
Oh, yeah. I remember.
That is what that is why he started the run from the grind thing.
That was a bad shot.
Yeah. Well, that will never not be funny. That will never not be funny.
It's still a bad shot. He made a bad shot. Good for him.
He dotted your eye with a bad shot. You cannot call it a bad shot.
Hit the Arya Stark killing the Night King on your ass.
He dotted an eye. He dotted your eye with a 35-foot step back three. I need y'all to understand how difficult of a shot a 35-foot step back three is. He made it harder. He literally made the shot harder.
Are you saying that he's a hooper?
He made the shot harder simply as a fuck you. Like, go back and watch that play. He could have drove past him. He could have got closer. This nigga was like, no, fuck you specifically. 35-foot step back three for no reason. You did not have to shoot that shot. It was beautiful. And then wave goodbye. But yeah, no, but that's what that all came from. Now, yeah, he was a little dramatic. He's been dramatic about it. But like the idea that he didn't think about leaving isn't true either. Because like before the Lakers got Russell Westbrook, him and LeBron had a meeting about him leaving. Yeah. He's flirted with the idea a few times. He just Dame wanted to be the reason. And also Dame's family is from Oakland. So him being in Portland, like he a hop, skip, and a jump away from, his family. There was a lot of reasons. He was comfortable. There's a lot of reasons. I don't besmirch Dame. I thought some of the stuff he was doing was kind of goofy
too, if I recall. My thing is, just if you want to stay, do what you want to do, brother. I get that. My only issue has ever been the grandstanding. If he had never done any of that, 90% of my opinion of him would not exist. As far like, but I do respect him highly as like a player, but he's been insufferable with that grandstanding shit. That was always been my problem. Like, get out of here, man. Like, people act like. You and I have had this conversation before, so I guess I'll put it on the podcast. I hate the idea that players putting themselves in the best position to win is somehow punished by not a not insignificant portion of fandom and media and fellow athletes. These people, here's the thing, as a player, maximize your money, maximize your legacy, because that legacy is going to be where you get your future money from when you can no longer play the game. Fuck these talking head people and their opinions of you and their little lists and whatever. They don't care about any of y'all. A nigga can drop. We literally saw a dude die momentarily in the NFL, and people be like, keep the game going. What are they doing? These people don't love y'all.
That was a thing that happened. That was 100% a thing that happened.
Bro, if I had like continued with that.
The nigga literally died on the field.
At something. Yeah, if I was like able to if I had stayed athletic and went pro at something, I don't give a fuck what none of you niggas got to say. I got to take care of my family. I got to create generational wealth for my family. If the best deal for me, if my career doesn't get a championship, but my great grandkids can eat off of what I did, that's a bit more important to me. But if I can get a championship while making the most amount of money, I'm going to do that. Acting like that thing is a bad thing to do on any level is goofy to me. Because at the end of the day, these people sitting at home watching, they don't love you like you should love yourself. Not saying that Dame or anyone don't, but like it's just crazy to me how much they let the media tell them, like the way we talk about athletes now, maybe because I wasn't watching SportsCenter super crazy when I was younger, but I don't recall as much conversation about legacy. Even with guys like Kobe, AI, those guys in their prime and their peak years, the conversation wasn't. Occasionally you get like, is Kobe the best Laker of all time? Now that he's won this ring, or now that he's done it without Shaq. Has he, like, you get those kind of narratives. Shaq has done it without Kobe, and he got one first. Who's the better? Who mattered more to the Lakers? Like, even then, I didn't like that type of conversation.
Well, you didn't really have those conversations. This is in the last, I don't know, like 15 years. The hot take,
definitely intensified.
Sports culture,
hot take culture, definitely intensified.
It became a thing. Like the Skip Baylesses of the world created a genre of this type of stuff. It is what it is. I hope he goes to the Heat. That's where I hope he goes. So yeah. But that's it for sports. Like ain't shit else going on in sports. It's dead period. Football starts next month, or college football starts next month. So in nerd shit, I'll just start off nerd shit. When I have Final Fantasy 16, it is the most anime ass video game I've ever played. I'm pretty sure they steal a scene directly from Attack on Titan. It is
when I get a next gen system.
Yeah. This is a game that would have blown up my PS4.
Any new games any games that are coming out that are like brand new that are supposed to run on both generation platforms, I'm only going to buy new games.
I don't think they even tried to do. I don't even think they tried to do Final Fantasy 16 like that. I think that was very specifically. Yeah. But it's pretty dope. Yeah. So that's my little nerd thing. What else we got?
Okay, we can just keep going down the list.
All right.
What do we have? Oh yeah. I got the Dune trailer. I guess we have a special guest. Since Stacy's on the couch, you can come on over here. Go slide in. I'll slide over. Go. Yeah, slide over. You got to get near the mic.
Hi, people. Hello.
This is my wife. She knows about nerd stuff. And since we usually do 3 people and Taylor's not here, now we have 3 people.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You can see Ben on the screen, Stacy.
Hi, Ben.
Isn't technology beautiful? All right, so what's next? Yeah, the Dune trailer. Stacy doesn't like Dune at all. She feels like you felt about the original 80s version.
It's punishment.
The original 80s version is terrible.
What did I do wrong?
You're a heathen who doesn't appreciate great art. Why don't you
I also feel the same way about the original Blade Runner. I also feel the same way about the original
had that
Blade
conversation.
Runner,
so I'm surrounded by 2 heathens and Philistines. For our cultured audience.
To be fair, I like the newer Blade Runner. It's just long as shit.
Interesting because 24. I ain't gonna let 2049 was long. I like Denis Villeneuve.
It's long as fuck.
He make long ass movies. I enjoy them, but they are pack a sandwich, nigga. Take a nap.
For me. It
Dune wasn't. For
I took it.
Right. Go ahead.
The newer Dune is cool.
So we know what's going to happen on the new one or on the one coming up because they had to get action, world building and setup. Yeah, we're getting all that. You're going to get you're going to get your space jihad in this one or the starts of it.
Okay.
You're going to get some stabbing. You're going to get some poisoning. Some nuclear weapons are going to be used. They're going to riding
a giant sand snake, worms.
Fuck shit up. It's going to be fun. You're going to get violence. You're going to get monkey brain action in this one. And romance.
I still don't care.
Okay, well, I'm going to go watch it in IMAX with Brandon.
Okay, you have fun with that.
At least we're planning on doing that. We'll see how that goes.
You enjoy yourself. Have fun with that.
I mean, this is cinema, man. I mean that in the most pretentious way possible. Mm-hmm. This movie deserves the IMAX.
It's pretty pretentious on.
Yeah.
Pretty pretentious.
This is Denis Villeneuve, baby. Are you
I'm gonna watch it.
3 Body Problem sci-fi series that's coming to Netflix.
So I just watched the trailer. This is a series, right? Okay. Yeah, it's based on, it looks wild expensive.
A bunch of books. It does look very expensive. I think it's going to have a very mixed reaction though, because what the books are versus what the trailer looks like, and what the Chinese adaptation on Tencent and on YouTube that you can watch through the Tencent channel on YouTube. It's a very police procedural, methodical, philosophical show. It's not. There are VR scenes, like the stuff that looks like all the action scenes are very much they happen.
Not real.
The context they happen in, basically. It's real, but what it's real for is something completely separate from which I don't want to spoil anything. It's very difficult to talk about it without talking about it.
I'll check it out.
I think they're gonna. Me and Taylor was talking about this, but I think they're gonna up the amount of action or the trailer looks like it shows those specific scenes. Those scenes are maybe 20% of what you, if that, of what you get. I'm basing this off of my reading of watching the Chinese series, which is very close to the source material from what I hear from people that have like read the books. I'm familiar with what happens in them because one of the YouTubers, a black sci-fi YouTuber I like called Quinn's Ideas, is one of his favorite series, so he covers it in depth. But I'm looking forward to it. They spent some money on the casting alone. They spent some money.
Yeah, it looks expensive as hell. So
it looks really good.
I'm definitely gonna peep it. I'm definitely gonna peep it when it comes out.
Hard sci-fi. Like, I need people to understand. This ain't gonna be like Disney plus Star Wars shit. This is hard sci-fi.
Hey man,
more shit for you.
I enjoy it.
I like.
I
stuff
enjoy
too.
hard
I'm saying,
sci-fi.
like, know what you're getting into before you like come into it and have weird opinions.
What else do we got?
Jobless Reincarnation season 3 started today. One of the last good Isekai.
Yeah.
I know you don't like them. It's a great anime, Ben.
You said good and Isekai in the same sentence. Therefore, you're lying.
You don't want to wake up in another world as a footstool for a lovely princess?
No, who wants to do that?
Someone, because apparently, I guarantee you, Google it. It's a manga. It's a manga or anime somewhere.
Well,
Stacy, they're making an Isekai where somebody becomes a vending machine in a fantasy world.
It's not my bag. It's not everything is for everybody. That's just not for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
There's no Isekai for Ben. He hates it all.
Yes,
He's taking a hard line stance on Isekai.
hard line stance.
We got an official release.
We're getting good anime.
Kaizen season 2. Do you have that on hand?
Yes.
I'll look it up. You got it on hand? What's the release date?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Hold on. I'll tell you.
Well, it's coming. Pause.
What? Why did you say pause?
I'm going to keep saying pause all episode.
Oh shit! It comes out like Saturday, July 6th.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
I knew it was like
Thursday.
Right, damn. Okay, well look, y'all, JJK Day, the spring anime seasons just ended, and you two cowards need to watch Slice of Life. We need to watch Insomniacs After School. It's a beautiful love story.
I'm good.
Two young people finding love, and
that's not why I watch these cartoons.
I want.
That's not why I watch these cartoons.
I want violence. I want sex. I want adult themes. I do not want.
All right, Edgelord McGillicuddy. Stacy wants to watch Devilman Crybaby. She wants all shows.
Oh God, no.
OVA, baby.
No. I like Food Wars. That was my jam.
People have food gasms on that.
Yes.
Hey,
exactly.
listen. The closest I get to Slice of Life is Vinland Saga, and that has like wild amounts of violence in it, anyways.
I mean, she's sat when I've been watching Vinland Saga, and I'm like, well, this season is all about the farm and philosophy and discovering
not being violent,
chopping people. Yeah, Thorfinn not being a violent rage monster.
No, not here for
yes.
it.
See,
it's therapy.
She wanted Twitter videos that was like, this shit done fell off, bro. They talking about Jesus.
No, I don't want to go too deep into this. But because I've read Vinland Saga, I knew when they got to season 2. Because remember when they started, I was like, niggas are not gonna like the second season of this.
I knew they weren't gonna like it because
Thorfinn
video on it. It was like, oh, like the anime or the manga takes a beautiful turn into a character study. I'm like, I like that kind of shit. People are sure gonna hate this when it's animated.
Yes, because it wasn't really a bait and switch. The show always told you, like his dad always like, you don't have Thor is like, you don't have enemies, you don't need a weapon.
I had forgotten Floki was his uncle until CJ the Champ did his Black Air Force video with all the Viking niggas.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to CJ.
But
check him out. That brother's good.
Yeah, but like Thor's always told him, you don't have enemies.
No one has a right.
Like none of us have enemies. Yeah, no one has a right. Even the worst father figure ever. I forgot buddy name now.
Askeladd was like,
the dude he was trying to kill. Askeladd the whole time.
To live outside of.
You need to find something else to do. Because what happens when I die? Like you need to have a life outside of
masculine. Yo, first of all, shouts out to our toxic father who raised us all to be the great Nubian Nords that we should be. May he rest and rule in Valhalla. May he return to the shores of Avalon and bring righteous warfare.
Who the fuck you talking about?
On the usurpers. Askeladd, man. He's Welsh. He's a
Oh.
descendant of Arturius Rex, baby.
Oh yeah,
But he's
yeah,
still
yeah.
a Viking at heart. And he died with a sword in his hand. Therefore, he goes to Valhalla. And when
Yeah,
I say
okay.
Nubian Nords, I
But
mean
yeah.
my true ancestors that discovered the northern lands and founded Europe. The real black founders. Some
Okay.
of y'all may know us
But yeah,
as what you call them people?
Moving on.
Phoenicians. Stay woke, man. Open y'all third eyes.
we also got Secret Invasion. I haven't watched it yet. I will.
Okay. Well, we won't spoil it for you, but we watched the first 2 episodes that have come out. I really like it. I like that it's not with the comic. First of all, they can't.
It couldn't have been with the comments.
I won't spoil it for you, but they do hint in the second episode very much that is part of the plan, that eventually the Skrulls want to do what happened in the comics.
Okay.
And also there's a conversation that Fury has with somebody that also like kind of steers it towards that is a possibility. We'll see if they do that. I wouldn't be shocked if they do. But what
if Jonathan Majors is really out here, choking white women, they might do that. They might be like, you know what? Fuck all that Kang shit. Secret Invasion, baby.
We're doing it live.
Not to go too deep into the Jonathan Majors thing.
in this
But
world,
guys,
Kang was a Skrull,
do
and
not
that's the
believe.
Go ahead.
And that's the Kang. And there are no. But yeah, not to go too deep.
My homie said something the other night.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, bro, don't do that.
Not to go too deep into the Jonathan Majors thing. But if a non-reputable news source tells you something about a man that's been accused of domestic violence, don't believe it. Don't just run with don't run with rap alerts at rap alerts on Twitter saying that don't run with that. Wait until someone reputable.
Right.
Yeah. Wait till someone reputable says this. Because the next day Rolling Stones came out.
Do shit, but whatever.
It also doesn't. But the next day Rolling Stones came out with 40 individual eyewitnesses like, hey, that motherfucker's crazy. Just telling you that happened. That's it. Barbara maybe should go into Secret Invasion. Anyway, speaking of crazy motherfuckers, The Flash, it bombed. It made no money.
Were you expecting it to do something?
Okay. All right, go ahead. Because
no, I didn't.
Topics, but let's get to The Flash since we did.
Well,
Haven't seen it. Didn't plan on watching it. I mean, I'll wait till it comes to a streaming service.
Only one.
But,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You skip one.
Yeah.
And okay. Yeah, we'll cover that one because it doubles back to something. It doubles back to how we opened this sort of, but we'll save that for the end.
I haven't seen all of The Flash. Someone posted it on Twitter because you can do that.
Oh, wow.
And I watched like the first 20 minutes of it, and I was like, because I was at work and I was scrolling through Twitter.
Fire Stick, but it'll probably be on Prime and like not Prime. It'll be on
Max.
It'll be on Max and like
it'll be on Max like in a week.
Shout out to the homie.
Yeah,
appreciate the homie. We have a network of shared passwords amongst our friend group, so we're good. We don't pay.
Yeah. I watched the first 20 minutes.
Cable. That's because you're a dumbass. If you're paying cable prices for your streaming, you don't know how to internet right, my nigga. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. The first 20 minutes is terrible. The CGI is bad, and apparently, according to a CGI artist, he was like, "If you think the CGI looks like it was done in one day, it's probably because it was, because the CGI is really bad, like aggressively bad.
Reality through Barry's perspective as he travels through the speed.
Nah, it's CGI just bad. Also, it's Ezra Miller's fault this movie is even like this. Not just because he's a weird criminal. He changed what this movie was going to be. They were going to do a like grounded Rose Gallery Flash movie. Yeah. And he was like, no, I want to do an epic multiverse movie for some reason.
I think that's when they brought Grant Morrison in to help write, which if you're going to do that, that's the guy to bring in. They're both non-binary, so that's the person to bring in. Although Morrison doesn't trip about him.
I didn't know Grant Morrison was.
Yeah, Grant Morrison, do you say came out or Grant Morrison declared himself as non-binary like in 2020, 2020 or 2020.
Oh. Yeah. Well, Ezra Miller is a criminal.
Like, by the way, that was the biggest duh moment in the history of like someone coming out. I mean that as respectfully as it can possibly, because some people like don't ever be like, you already knew somebody was something. But like, if any nigga was gonna be like, yo, by the way, I don't identify as male or female, Grant Morrison seems the person in all of comicdom and all of geekdom creators to be the person. But good for them. living their truth. Shouts out to them.
Yeah. And they're not a
Yeah.
criminal like Ezra Miller.
Right. They're not a criminal like Ezra Miller.
But yeah, the movie's bad.
You should have got something very interesting, more so than what I'm hearing happen with this movie.
Well, I don't see Ezra Miller as a Barry Allen Flash anyway.
I don't either.
It is what it is.
They should have just did Grant Gustafson.
Yeah.
Is it Gustafson or Gustin?
I thought it was Gustafson. It might be Gustin. I don't know.
Right.
He was Barry Allen.
Yeah,
he was Barry Allen.
That motherfucker's been Barry Allen on TV. Was Barry Allen for over
a decade plus.
Two generations of graduating classes. Like, I want people to put, like, we got to start putting time into a perspective. It takes 4 years to graduate from high school. We base generations or sub-generations around graduating classes. 2 of them shits went through him as their Flash.
Yeah.
Yes.
That might be the guy.
The show got progressively worse. But
What do you mean I didn't get past the first season?
Oh, no, you watched more of it than that.
No, I didn't. I watched the first season and that was it.
Then who
After
the hell
that,
was in
I
here
tapped
watching
out.
on the season?
I watched it.
I could have sworn I walked in.
I watched it up until probably I didn't watch it week to week, but I watched it up until they did the multiverse. And then I stopped watching all of them.
I would only tap in and watch the big crossover TV movie events they did.
But every time I see a clip,
yes, the random clips
it got
on Twitter
worse.
Nigga, those clips on Twitter are life. You telling me you didn't enjoy Godspeed versus Flash with lightning bolt lightsabers? That is amazing. Nigga.
I will say Godspeed looked like Godspeed.
He did look like nigga, that is comics though, bro. That is straight up.
Red Death looked like Red Death.
Red Death very much looked like Red Death, even though not having Barbados and the Batman event that character comes from. I mean,
no, just Red Death. With
we're gonna have this character with no context or no original, or not the context that it actually comes from. Which I'm fine with that, but like, imagine having like
didn't make a lick of sense
pop up in Robert Pattinson's next Batman movie with no.
It's like, how would the Grim Knight exist?
It would
Gatman.
Cool. I would like it, but like with no context. I know my
no context, just Gatman.
Like, yo, so what's up with the Batman that was busting caps in people? So there's another Batman called the Batman Who Laughs, who's a Cenobite Joker Batman. What? It's a thing. We just accept it. So moving on.
No, it'd be worse if the Batman Who Laughs shows up in Robert Pattinson.
No context.
No context. None. Just the Batman Who Laughs. No context. Just that creepy motherfucker showing up.
Cenobite Batman showing up. Nigga, I'm here for that. Let's do it. Let's do it live.
I'd enjoy it.
Yeah, so
before we get into Spider-Verse,
people need to like. Oh, are we going to talk into like the why or okay? So there are multiple.
Oh, it bombed because
partly Ezra Miller, but mainly a lot of things were working against it. First, it is tied intrinsically to the DCEU / the Snyderverse. That's a thing that never took off.
Yeah.
Secondly, we know James Gunn is coming in and he's doing James Gunn things. He's creating a whole new. We're getting a whole new film slate. So people like, and that's a big thing. These companies, Marvel especially, has trained fans to feel like if it's not tied into this stuff, let's look at the Jeff Loeb stuff under Marvel, Agents of Shield, Inhumans, Runaways, all that stuff that he was doing.
I enjoyed Agents of Shield.
Absorbed into. I only watched the first season and I didn't like it, so I stopped. Also, I quickly, and this kind of goes to my point, is to run it back through. I quickly realized it didn't matter in the grand scheme of the MCU.
It didn't. It didn't.
Now, the Netflix stuff is kind of, we'll see how much of it matters, because Charlie Cox definitely references like Daredevil things that happened in Daredevil when he was in She-Hulk.
Yeah, he shows up in She-Hulk, and at least he exists.
He's very much.
I don't know how much
like kind of the same Matt Murdock. Like he mentions, like I needed a change. A lot of crazy stuff happened in New York. I had to, so he's like they're kind of being kind of tongue in cheek with that. We'll see how much of it they reference. How Kingpin? I just don't feel like D'Onofrio's Kingpin.
Oh yeah, he exists too.
Yes. Now that Kingpin,
he is the same Kingpin. They've said that's the same Kingpin.
Oh yeah,
somehow.
But I'm like, Vince, you didn't play these Kingpins the same. I mean, know what? They both did have explosion-proof suits though. So like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
which is the thing that Kingpin really does, despite his body being like 99% muscle. People are like, yo, he's a big fat guy. He's a very agile, monstrously muscular man.
And except for that time that Spider-Man smacked the shit out of him.
Oh no, he still was monstrously monstrous.
Yeah, the Spider-Man still smacked the shit out of him.
People don't understand how strong. We talked about this before. Like one of my favorite things that any Spider-Man writer is probably my least favorite Spider-Man writer. Dan Slott in Superior, when Otto went out to fight crime the first time and punched Scorpion's jaw off and almost killed him from blunt force trauma, and he was like, "Oh my God, I was fighting a 50.
He could have killed me at any time.
Beat me to death at any moment he chose." Parker
Also,
wasted his ability.
There's a
but
scene.
I respect his restraint.
There's a scene in the first Beyond the Spider, or the first Across the Spider-Verse movie where Spider-Man is fighting the Prowler. Peter A. Parker is fighting this Prowler, and the Prowler knocks him back into the giant collider machine. He stops it with one hand.
Yeah,
like he just puts a hand up and stops a giant space-time continuum machine with one hand, and then goes back to fight the Prowler. Because if I'm the Prowler, I just stop right there, like, oh, so he's just not trying. In this fight with me. He's not trying at all. I'm sorry.
Be like that scene in Black Dynamite, dog. When that dude says, "What's the password? You're not talking to the man, Turkey. Yeah, sell out, Uncle Tom sucker." And he's like, "You let me know when you're done playing dress up and ready to start the revolution. I'll show you how to kill some honkies. Now, get the fuck out my face and shut up when grown folks is talking." And the one guy says, "I'm sorry." Like, the moment Peter Parker stopped the collider with one hand casually and like starts looking at you to walk towards you again, like if I'm Prowler, I'm like, "Hey, bro, I want to change my ways, sir.
I don't want no
Crime
smoke.
is not good.
I don't want no smoke.
You are correct, sir.
No beef.
I do not wish to criminalize.
So
I want to be a good.
So
person.
directly transition.
Yes.
So we talked about how much we liked the movie. Boom. We talked about how much we liked the movie, but we did not go into detail simply because I don't know if I had seen it yet or something.
You hadn't seen it yet.
So
I had seen it. You said you saw a lot of it because people kept like doing that Twitter thing with it. So you got
not even Twitter.
You were at
TikTok, nigga.
Oh yeah, you said TikTok.
TikTok,
nigga. Niggas was wilding. Niggas was
TikTok was just showing the whole movie.
We're gonna live stream the whole movie.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Or just large chunks of it. So I loved Beyond the Spider-Verse. Well, no, this is Across the Spider-Verse, right?
Yes.
Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse.
Is this one, part one. Spoiler alert, y'all.
It's Into.
Niggas was mad about that. But we'll save that for the end of this discussion.
So yeah, I really liked the movie. I enjoyed just about everything about it. The little Easter eggs they put, the fact that the stuff that the artists and the writers of this movie
looks phenomenal.
Alluded to. It looks phenomenal.
I'm buying all
but like the stuff, like the stuff they allude to in the first movie that comes to fruition in this movie. Like the first time we see the spider that bites Miles, it glitches, and there's no way that you know, oh, that's from another universe. When he first gets his spider sense and it's Prowler colors, and then it shifts to Spider-Man colors. There's no reason for you to know what that meant until you see this one. The fact that him throwing a bagel at a random scientist. The fact that him throwing a bagel at a random scientist in the first movie turned him into fucking Satan.
I like what they did. I forgot what we read a lot of comics around the same time period. But did you ever read Wayne's Daredevil?
I'm sure I have.
Well,
with the Spot?
Yeah, the parts with the Spot that are relevant to this conversation, because like when they debuted Coyote, which was like a more demonic, wild version of the Spot. Right, that's that's the vibes I'm getting that they're gonna go direction wise with this. Even though Coyote was a separate character that was using Spot's, like just like visually, I would like to see that. I think they probably will, because that to not take advantage of that cool ass character design would be with this animation team and as much as they've crammed in. I don't think.
I'm sure he's just gonna end up looking like what we saw at the end of the movie, like black with white spots and like unstable energy flying off.
I mean, Coyote's mask was like just like almost like you've seen Bleach, like one of the not the hollows, but the what you call it? Not the Espada. What do you call them dudes? The Rancor mask is what like
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Coyote looked like. Right, he was like mainly black body, whole, looked like a hollow, which couldn't have been incidental.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know if Spot ends up being the main villain for the last movie. I'll talk about that in a second. But
I think he's well. Yeah, we'll get to that. But like I said, we had a conversation. But I think he's an antagonist, not an enemy. Like those.
I think he is the antagonist. No, he's the enemy. But I don't think the way this movie ended. I don't think to clear up the Spot problem is going to be what Beyond the Spider-Verse is. But I'll.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Yeah. But yeah, just talking about this movie, it's a lot of really cool shit. I've seen a conversation about this movie also, like not only representing the whole people not accepting Miles as Spider-Man, like comic book fans, but also like Afro Latino and regular Latino, Latino. Yeah, I don't know why I said regular, but y'all got what I said. Like Latino relations. No, I don't know about that. I can't speak to that.
There are subtle. So as some, like we talked about this before, my mother worked for the Texas Micro Council. so the Latino people I was around, it is not the same communities. Like these are vastly different groups of people. But from people who I know in my personal life who are Afro Latino, like Stacy knows my one of my brothers, one of my homies, one of my tight friends, he's Panamanian. And you've actually met Los. I don't know if you remember, but like you met Carlos, light-skinned guy. He would be at Prince's house when we go to watch the fights at Nubian Prince's house. Like Jermaine, big, tall, dark-skinned cat.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that Los. But he's Panamanian. But like if he goes back to Panama, certain people there will not accept him as Panamanian. Because he's not the right kind of, despite how many Panamanians look like. So I've told you before, like when my dad was there when they ousted Noriega, and because my dad spoke fluent Spanish at the time, everybody just assumed he was one of basically a lower class Panamanian that worked on the base in like janitorial stuff because of his skin tone and his accent, and he spoke it like very, very fluently, like with the local accent. Right. And so they assume like, oh yeah, you're one of us, but you're not like. It's much like Brazil, the colorism kind of scale thing with it. So like a lot of from the people I like, not just him, but like other like people I know with that growing up Afro Latino, their experience has been that much like other mixed people, they are not seen as fully the non-black parent.
I will say
that heritage, so to speak.
I will say Miguel O'Hara having that issue is hilarious.
Right. Oh,
because his last name is fucking O'Hara. Like he is Irish, but anyway,
he's Puerto Rican Irish, which is like not a big ethnic breakdown, but like in certain parts of New York and Connecticut, like in the whole tri-state area, you would actually run into. Yeah, she's been like she used to go up to New York way more often than I did. Yeah. Puerto Rican Irish is very not, especially in certain like boroughs. I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, if you're a listener and you are of Afro Latino or like mixed Latino Latinx descent, let us know if we're off base here. But I feel like areas like Brooklyn and Queens has a lot of the Puerto Rican Irish, not the Bronx so much.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Because you used to be up there.
I wouldn't say Bronx or Manhattan, but definitely, I could see it in Brooklyn happening more.
Right. So like
and
Miguel is from like
but it's just funny.
I think Miguel is probably from what is old Brooklyn in the like the comic book version, the 2099 comic book, because the city New York at that point is like taken over by different corporations. A lot of those 2099 stores take.
Yeah, I know.
Miguel probably is from whatever they turned Brooklyn into.
I want to talk about Miguel a bit too.
Yeah, go ahead. I like what they did with him. I get like, well,
I like what they did with him.
I'm not going to talk down to you. My bad if I did.
I get Miguel. Also, Miguel is a dickhead.
Yeah, we're not supposed to like. He's a dickhead.
Who told a 15-year-old boy, "Your dad is going to die. You can't do anything about it."
Right.
And if you try to, I'm going to act like you were being unreasonable. Not me
Ben,
turning into vampire Spider-Man.
Why they have to make all the cishet white and white adjacent males be problematic or look inept? How come Miles gets to be the most Spider-Man in this movie about him, the main
Because the
character?
movie's about him. The movie's about him.
But why isn't it about Peter B. Parker being a strong white male?
Because nobody really care about Peter B.
White
Parker
male
like that.
boys
Because
need.
it's not about him.
But that's racist.
It's not about him.
It's
And
not
I resent
racist.
that.
Also, Peter B. Parker is not shown to be inept in the movie. Peter B. Parker is shown to be Peter B. Parker. Peter B. Parker is Spider-Man. He is the downtrodden Peter Parker y'all always want. That is what Peter B. Parker sort of is.
Spider-Man.
Like,
So I want that growth.
he's middle-aged Spider-Man.
This is the nigga y'all want. You want Peter to act.
He is middle-aged Spider-Man. Why does he walk around in a bathrobe? I don't know, but hey, it seems comfortable. Also, I found it hilarious they had Ben Reilly behind him all the time, just flexing and being emo.
Angsty.
Ben Reilly being emo.
90s. As a nigga that read a lot of those Clone Saga comics as a kid.
Oh, am I real?
Right. Begged my mom to buy me the more expensive spectacular. So remember the spectacular suit with the big legs, like the Venom style spider and the Toy Biz joint that came with the launcher. Like, nigga, that shit was
I know exactly
$4 or $5. You know that toy I'm talking about. I was like, please, I will do extra chores. I need this. You don't understand. If I don't take this Spider-Man to school to play with on the playground, niggas gonna think we poor. Like, I will say
that if we're gonna do Ben Reilly in these movies, I need Kane. I need Kane in the next one being violent. Like, I need him to just be threatening to kill people all the time.
They wrote Ben Reilly like Kane.
No, Kane. Kane is crazy.
Kane would have been like, we got to murder Miles now, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been like, oh, let's go find him. Kane would have been like, no, let's kill him. Let's just kill him. Like,
kill his dad. Get over. I'm the
canon event. Like, we'll just kill his dad. Like, yeah, I can be the canon event. Like, I can just go kill him. I'll do that right now.
Mark of Kane. So Stacey,
that was fucking stupid.
For Stacy and our viewers that have no idea what me and Ben are chuckling at, Kane's trademark move.
Okay,
like a professional wrestler. Go ahead, Ben. You tell.
So there were multiple clones that survived the Clone Saga, if everyone remembers. One of them was Kane. Kane is 90s Spider-Man that kills people, basically. That is his whole shit.
Spider Spawn, basically.
He's Spawn Spider-Man. He kills people. And at one time, his thing was being the mark of Cain, where he would grab your face. He would grab your face. And burn it off. Like he'd grab your face and burn it off. Like, that was the whole thing. And that was the mark of Cain.
If you're lucky. He would use the like acid to burn their face, right? There was but Ben, much like a great pro wrestler, you got to have a King's Road secondary version for the big match, in which Kane would use his adhesive powers to pull your face.
Oh yeah, just rip your skin off. Just so you have just a handprint left on your face. Kane was cool.
Scenario was that
I'm pretty sure he's dead in comics now.
He was the one that sacrificed himself in the first Spider-Verse comic that Dan Slott wrote. He was the one that sacrificed himself to.
I think he came back.
The whack ass. Nope, he stayed dead to kill the whack ass. The second movie, it's not movie. The second Spider-Verse event, Miles was like central. Miles and Spider-Man and his giant Super Sentai robot were essential to beating this super lame ass vamp. Those, oh my god, Morlun is the fucking worst. All right,
Morlun.
So,
but listen. Stacey,
he's Morpheus, but sucks.
Listen to me now. Oh. This is what I'm saying about the next. But before I get into this, I want to say, like, the introduction of Dominican Miles.
Go ahead. Yeah, Dominican Miles is great.
Dominican Miles is great.
Too. Like, I love the different.
Like, they speak Spanish differently. Yep, they speak Spanish differently. They have different accents. Like, it is funny that he is. Also, I don't think this Prowler is a bad guy. Also, like, I saw someone be like, "Oh, Peter Parker's Miles is in trouble." No, that is not what that was. Like, that was him being like, "Let me go. I have to be somewhere," and them saying no. If you watch the end of the movie, his face changes totally. You're like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I got to beat the shit out of all y'all." Like that was like he went from worried to like, oh, all right, well,
He just fought.
I just fought all the Spider-Man.
He fought off the
Like, I'm not
Reed's version of the Spider-Man. Like, yo,
like I'm about to,
I mean,
yeah.
niggas was the easy way to hard.
Also,
Shout out to Fleece Johnson.
Also, I love Spider-Punk. I love the way Spider-Punk was animated. I love that when Spider-Punk was around. I love that when he was around people that he cared about, he turned pink. I just thought that was cool. That like whenever he was near whenever he touched Miles, he turned pink every single time.
Oh, word. There they go.
Yeah.
With the agenda trying to make our sons touch black men to be fruit booties together. You gotta watch this agenda, man.
What?
Why is
What?
okay?
What?
Ain't
Ain't nobody saying what?
The pink triangle has been an
I'm not
underground
gonna do this.
symbol for that community.
What community?
Anyway,
The
anyway,
punks.
Jonesy, stop. You will be muted.
Stop.
You will be muted. And you just muted yourself. I didn't even mute you. You muted yourself. But yeah. But I love the way the Dominican Spider-Man or Dominican Miles. What I was saying about Miguel. Totally understood Miguel's character. I didn't mute you. I didn't even hit the mute.
I didn't hit it. Oh, yo, that's crazy. I said it out loud and it. Yeah, I don't trust you now.
Yeah.
Okay. Mute.
I didn't hit the mute. Like I legit didn't hit the mute.
Mute.
No,
It didn't do anything.
it didn't. No.
I don't know what the fuck happened, but I didn't hit the
You were
mute.
being problematic. That's why the mic muted itself.
The mic protected me so we wouldn't get canceled by Twitter.
Yes, that's what happened.
But yeah, great movie, man.
I liked Miguel. I understood Miguel, but he is still a dickhead. You cannot tell a 15-year-old your dad is gonna die.
I love that Miguel
because
is the comic fans.
He's also a hypocrite. He's also a hypocrite.
Upset about like, oh, they're attacking us. We're the people that support and love this thing. I'm like, man, grow up, you weird ass dorks. You'll be all right. Go get some bitches. I mean, you
stop being weird.
Like, try it off.
Touch some grass.
But what I was saying about the next one, I think the next one, whatever was going on with Spot, I think gets wrapped up in the first, I don't know, third of the movie. The rest of the movie, I think we deal with Marloon.
Oh no!
Yeah, baby, we're bringing in Marloon.
Crush a bottle with my hands. It would happen right now. This is nigga.
No, but seriously, I think the AI that we're not doing Marloon because you would have to have been teasing Marloon already. But no, I think the AI that's been talking to Miguel.
We missed the Q&A where we should have asked Sanford.
You know what? He could have been in the background.
Watch. Worked on it.
Yes.
We gotta get Sanford on the show, man. We keep saying that. I gotta reach out.
Yes.
Watch what I say now. That AI that Miguel been listening to, watch that be Marloon. Watch it be Marloon in the background controlling the AI.
I'm gonna gather all my food in one place, baby.
I don't think they're gonna do Marloon. I think it's gonna be like Madam Web or some shit like that. Because I'm surprised they haven't introduced Madam Web.
I was about to say I'm surprised they didn't just name the AI Madam Web.
Yeah, actually. Like, that's what this is. Like, I'm surprised they didn't just call him Madam Web. But yeah, I don't think Spot ends up being the big bad. So we'll see.
All I know is that Hobie killed police.
Also,
I'm okay with that. But also,
kill police.
People that are mad about that. I mean, we know that from the comics. But the fact that the people that are mad about that, like, oh my God, look what they're trying to indoctrinate our kids with Antifa symbology, and oh, you missed that discourse? I did. It's anyway because of the lace code joint, like the blue laces, the blue and yellow laces, anti-fascist for the yellow, blue for the put in work on police. But he comes from a world where
y'all niggas like fascism.
Right.
Like, y'all niggas like fascism.
I was like, why are you looking at me like that? Now I'm with you. Like, do y'all niggas are like, if you don't have context, that probably one. I don't care if he was on our planet doing that. But anyway, and my dad's retired police and military. So yeah. But take from that what you will. I got opinions. They're not shaped by his life. I got my own. But yeah.
Opinions.
As we were saying about Hobie. His world is owned by basically his UK is ran by the fucking Green Goblin, who has basically Goblin Nazis and SS Goblin Nazi patrols running around. Those cops he killed. If you're okay with Luke Skywalker blowing up Death Stars and Han Solo shooting stormtroopers and Chewie beating up sand troopers or whatever, then you have no grounds to stand on. To be like, it's not right that they have this Hobie that killed police. You know who else had police?
Yeah.
Stalin and Hitler. Do their lives matter?
No. So anyway, but yeah, so I loved it. Can't wait for the next one, which will not be coming out next year. Just
It won't be coming out
kill
next
that dream.
I thought they made
Nigga, they ain't even
already.
started.
Oh.
Dog, they ain't even started Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
they ain't even
wow.
started it. Like Haley Stanfield said, I ain't recorded not a single line for it yet. The people that are doing it were like, yo, we ain't drawn shit.
We'll talk about Miles having that chasing that sweet white nectar. Couldn't find no fine Brooklyn Afro Latinas. Come on, man. Now we gotta talk about My son watched this movie. This movie is training him to abandon black families. We're trying to create black families.
I do not care about people being in interracial relationships unless you say something stupid about black women. Otherwise, I don't give a fuck. Date who you want to date. I don't care.
Notice he said about
this movie
women.
wasn't saying anything
Ben wants you to
stupid about
Ben
black
wants you
women.
to hate
So.
black men because he's a part of the agenda.
What agenda would that be?
What?
The agenda.
What agenda would that be?
Masculinize, feminize,
Demasculinize? That's not a word.
Yes, it is.
Demasculinize is not
Yes,
a
it
word.
is. You put D
You
in
just
front. then
you
put a
just
hyphen.
ruined.
Demasculinize.
Oh, so you added the hyphen to make it a word.
Yes.
Not
You do that with a lot of
demasculate.
words. That's the way
Demasculinize.
Demasculinize.
Yes, I know that, but
Not
you could just say demasculate.
No,
You
I'm
could
not
say
gonna say
demasculate.
No. Demasculinize. Say what I said. We're not because this goes a step. This goes a step
But you-
beyond emasculation. See, emasculation is so obvious that you can immediately fight it, my brother. Demasculization is slowly.
All right,
weakening
so there's
the-
going to be a Suicide Squad Isekai for some reason.
How did that happen? How
There's going to be a Suicide Squad Isekai. I will not be watching
Star
it.
was a strong Nubian.
No.
Oh yeah, the
And
Suicide
that's
Squad East
basically it for Nerdship.
with Joker and Harley. That is a thing.
It might be all of them. Like it was like a 10.
I
It was like a
don't care.
15-second trailer.
I don't care. Who
It might be all of them. I don't know.
I don't. Hey man, they give me all the Suicide Squad content, and you fucking cowards just can't give me a nice 2-volume set of Suicide Squad by John Ostrander. That's all I want. Just give me those 2. I'm willing to pay you.
What if King Shark is killing soldiers in this
Pokemons?
Isekai world? What if
It's not-
Bronze Tiger is putting its fist through these knights?
if King Shark
chest?
does the King Shark song
Or-
from, what's that book? The Gail Simone one, Ben. It was Suicide Squad adjacent. Secret Six. If he runs singing the I'm a shark, 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 I'm a motherfucking shark, and each people, like that shit is great. If he does that, I will watch the episode that he does that in, or no, I'll wait for the great Twitter clip. Now, if they animate that like one of those time to up the cuts fights from My Hero Academia or from Demon Slayer, and he sings the song
All of Demon
goes on
Slayer.
Murder Rampage, then I will definitely watch that episode because my monkey brain is gonna be like, ooh, oh yeah.
Yeah. So wrestling. Let's go into wrestling. We had Forbidden Door.
Adam Cole, baby.
It was great.
You could participate.
Nope.
Forbidden Door was great.
You saw Money in the Bank.
I'm not. We're not going to break down the entire card because I don't want to, be here forever.
You want to get Money,
But
in the
I
Bank
will
out of the way
say,
first?
Kitty,
because she watched it.
what we talking about that for? I ain't watched that.
No.
Oh,
I don't-
okay.
We don't have
You watched it? I ain't
I
watched that.
did.
We didn't pay money.
Good. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's on an app.
What
Yeah.
was it? Okay. You watched Money in the Bank. What were
Okay,
your thoughts
fine.
about
Okay,
Money in the
it was
Bank?
solid. I'll say this. Io Shirai winning the women's Money in the Bank match was the right call in my opinion. That was probably the best match of the night.
Uh-huh.
The men's Money in the Bank match was really good. Some people didn't like the finish. Ben, I know you know why it happened. I know why it happened. You didn't like why it. I've just accepted that now that I understand their logic and how they make things happen. It could have been worse. It could have been Paul. She didn't. Neither of us wanted to see Logan. Is it Logan Paul?
My brother in Christ.
Go ahead.
We don't
I
care.
didn't watch that at all.
Yeah, I mean, you don't care about the fit.
I wasn't that into it.
People
but we
who
were
watch our
watching
show
it.
do, and they ask sometimes me, why don't we talk about WWE more? So I that's
Go
why I've
ahead.
been trying to
Go
broach this
ahead.
conversation. Okay.
I was watching the other
Go ahead,
ones
go
on
ahead.
TV at the same time.
Yeah, because we was watching
We were watching
on
boxing
picture
too.
in picture.
Yeah.
But she would ask questions about what was going on in the wrestling. I'm like, well, this happened there. The white guy, you were like, you thought, or I was like, he's not about to win. And then the big Puerto Rican came and pushed him off the ladder. Eli,
Yeah.
I was about to call him Eli Drake again. What's his name now? LA Knight. who a lot of people wanted to win. As you saw when he came out, baby, the UK was like, this guy. We want this guy. I agree with you, Ben. That should have been the guy. I get why they went with Priest based on what they've been sowing on Raw and everything, but like, I'm not mad at the choice. I just LA Knight was the guy, and this was his moment. And it's like you said, it's that thing that Vince has convinced his fan base that getting what you want at the time when it would make sense to give it to you, well, that's boring and bad, and you don't want predictability, pal. You want a story, and we'll finish the story, but the story has more chapters. Cody not winning it. My son went to one event before WrestleMania, right? Or no. We went after WrestleMania. I took him to SmackDown after WrestleMania. I let him stay up late to watch WrestleMania. He was cheering for Cody Rhodes to win. All signs put. He had like one of those genuine, non-smarky person reactions. Been like, I don't know the last time. If you can remember the last time you really genuinely reacted to something in wrestling before you kind of fully accepted that this is a work. Go ahead.
No, not
For
that I
me,
can remember.
it
Like
stands out in my
I was a
mind.
kid.
It was Jake the Snake having his snake bite Macho Man Randy Savage when his arms was caught in the rope. That to me was probably one of the last, like one of the big like moments where I still believed it was real. And the one time I called my dad a liar and yelled at him because he told me when I was watching Saturday Morning Superstars or whatever, he said, this is all fake. It's stupid. Because he liked WCW, but he didn't like WWF. He was like, this is fake and stupid. And trust me, I had a black dad in the 90s, so calling my father a liar and yelling at him went over about as well as you thought it was. Yeah, that was a whooping right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I remember those moments.
Good
But like
times.
my son straight out was like, when Cody Rhodes did not kick out, Ben, he didn't even have to stay up later to see what was going to happen after the match. He just walked out of the room and put himself in the bed.
Finish the story. Gotta finish the story.
Like he was in the living room, like, go, Cody, go. He's gonna do it. Cody's gonna. And then spear, pin. He didn't wait for the 3 count. He saw that he was not kicking out at 2. He turned around. Ben has met my son multiple times, so he can imagine what his face looked like. He didn't say good night. He didn't ask, can I stay up? Can I get some extra? He didn't do anything our kids do. He just was like, fuck this shit. Went to bed.
He was hurt.
Like his whole face changed. I was like, damn, I kind of want to tell him.
Man.
I mean, he knows it's a work, it's a TV show, but it's like, he did not like
It hurt. It hurt. And Vince McMahon is somewhere like, yeah, that's money, pal.
We put smiles on faces. Jonesy's going to take his son to the next local pay-per-view in Atlanta because they would never come to us or Charlotte. No, I'm not. So you can disappoint my child again?
I'd go to an AEW pay-per-view in Atlanta, but I wouldn't go to
hundreds of dollars
WWE.
to disappoint my child again? No, I'm not. No. Then I got to drive him home, and he's like, I just don't understand, Dad. The bad guy keeps winning. Anyway.
Well, yeah.
And then the Bloodline finally had their civil war. We'll keep this short. You were here for that match. We both were. But, God. So that happened.
Yeah, that happened.
I mean, good for Jey Uso. Jay got his moment. And by the way, I need niggas to relax. That's the only moment Jay's getting. That tag team match pin after both of them had to super kick Roman multiple times and hit their finish on him in tandem for Jay to get the pin. He's not getting a singles pin over Roman. Like, we were talking about this earlier in the group chat, but like making him vulnerable now is to finally take the belt off him. But this is like, for people that have been like, main event Jay, let's do it, let's go. That's not a thing. That's not main event Jay was main event Jay. It was a great time. It was fun. That main event Jay got the matches that he was going to get. This Jey Uso's not getting any of those because if Jey Uso pins him again, it has to be for the belts. And they're not going to make Jey Uso their champion.
No,
that's not happening, kids.
And all that being said, back to like good wrestling, Forbidden Door, baby. Yeah, Forbidden Door happened.
WWE had good Seth and Big Finn back.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. Kenny Omega got spiked on his head. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Two of your favorite wrestlers who've ever put on a pair of boots, and you acting like that just
you right.
Stop it.
You right.
You can't hold.
Who?
You can't hate
Who?
the Twitter niggas for being weird.
Who you talking about? Who? Wait. Who are two of my favorite wrestlers that work?
Oh, my bad.
I don't see them niggas wrestle.
Two of your favorite wrestlers were Prince Devitt.
You talking about Tyler Black and Prince Devitt?
See, sir.
You talking about Tyler Black and Prince
Sir,
Devitt? I don't know nothing about no Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. I don't know who that is. I don't know them.
I agree.
Nigga,
I don't know who that nigga
sir,
Walter is.
Hold on, y'all. I sat in a
I
damn.
know.
NXT
Yeah, I don't know who Gunther is.
I sat
Who
in
is
an
Gunther?
I don't know. I know who Walter is. I don't know who Gunther
I
is.
sat in an NXT show next to this nigga, and when Finn Balor did the we both threw our arms up. Don't do that, sir. Don't do that.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know who that nigga was.
Show you the tape.
I don't know who that nigga
Takes
is.
that. Where they at?
Yeah. Unless you got that on camera,
Show me the
that
recording.
shit ain't happening. Because you can see me. You can see me at a Dynamite. You can literally watch an episode of Dynamite and see me. And an episode of Rampage because they recorded them right
Look for the
back.
black
But you
guys
can
on
see
camera.
me.
Look for the black guys on camera that had tape lines. That was us. That was me, him, and Tape.
Currently, not really. I gotta get a haircut. But regardless.
Right.
But regardless.
Ben was about to beat somebody.
I don't know that. Anyway.
That nigga with the sign was about to catch that.
Also got like hugged. I also got like randomly hugged by Todd's girlfriend. And I was like, who the fuck is this white woman? Did not know because she hugged me in a weird way. I was like, what the fuck?
She ran.
Like,
we were already walking to the seats, and she yelled like, "Guys!" We just heard someone yelling, "Guys!" And then she like hugged Ben from behind.
I didn't.
He's like, "What is happening?"
I didn't hear.
Oh, I heard.
It's like, who is touching me?
So you just got grabbed
This
from
is
behind
weird.
without knowing
Anyway.
what's going on. Oh my god!
Yes, I had no idea. She almost got hit. Because I turned around like, oh, I know who that is. Okay. Because otherwise, like, who the fuck?
She was over here Saturday too. She's a sweetheart.
She's very nice. She's a very nice, very cool.
It's just she can't cultural differences. She came out of this man's blind spot, no warning. Someone just grabbed him as we were trying to get to our seats, and I saw him going to like fight or flight mode, and I was like,
Don't do it.
Listen, man.
yeah, it's like
Yeah. Don't do that. Like, warn me. Warn me.
yeah, so I heard her.
Somebody give me a warning next
At
time.
first, I was like, "Why are you reacting like that?" But then again, I could see who was coming behind you, and I heard the person yelling towards us. Ben heard nothing.
I didn't hear none of that. But
anyway, yeah,
it's like, whoa. Anyway,
like Forbidden
Door happened.
AEW Super
It was
Show.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There was most of these matches didn't have no story and they ain't need none. Except
I mean,
there was a few.
If you're a long-time follower of both companies, you knew what the stories were. And I think they did a better job this year of weaving in and having despite the liars on Twitter saying commentary didn't explain why this guy's wrestling this guy. They did that a lot, actually. But
so last year was like snake bit. Like last year was snake bit. So it was kind of harder, and it was still an excellent card, but it was kind of harder for stuff to make sense because matches they had planned fell out like 2 weeks before and shit like that.
If not the week
so,
of, or like
if not the week of. So
how come OC wrestling Will Ospreay? Why does Will Ospreay want to? For the same reason Pac did, because he feels like he makes a mockery of the sport he put his life on the line for.
But I'm gonna just go over like my favorite matches of the card.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, you good.
Yeah. So the elite versus the elite with Eddie Kingston and Ishii, versus Takeshita, Shooter, and BCC. Goddamn, that was an excellent match.
Yeah, that shit was great.
Goddamn, Ishii has no neck.
Ishii does have a neck.
Eddie Kingston is great. Ishii does not have a neck. Ishii does not have a neck.
Therefore, he has a neck.
He has head and shoulders.
There's nothing wrong with him not having a neck.
It's this. He like this.
All right, look, I still got a neck. Y'all.
Yes, there's a reason he's called the Stone Pitbull. There's a reason he's called the Stone Pitbull.
Because he
don't got a neck like a pitbull.
This man
Pitbulls have necks.
His head does not turn. His body turns when he go left
She
to
said
right.
this nigga is 1988 Batman.
Yes, his head don't turn.
That Takeshita knocked that man out. That was great when Takeshita knocked him out. That was great. That was a great match. That was an excellent match.
We skipped all the way to like next to next last match on this, or next to next last match by talking about that one. But
dog, it's been 2 weeks now.
Tony Storm and Willow cooked. I knew it was going to.
Yes, it did.
Oh, that kind of transitions
yes,
us
it
to
did.
the next thing too, but we'll get back there because I put Independence Day shows. So tomorrow we'll get to the cards, but tomorrow New Japan and New Japan Strong has a.
It's just New Japan.
Yeah. It's just them, but like they have a lot of people come from different companies that work with them. So you'll see Impact people there.
Yeah.
You'll see AEW people there. You'll see Ring of Honor. You'll see CMLL. Anyway, but like it's gonna be a great show. We'll get into what I don't know what your highlight match is gonna be for that, but mine is definitely gonna be the women's match. But we'll get to that. So like I really like. I don't know how you feel about
well, the second show, I can't wait for Julie. Yeah, Julie.
Violent things to each other. Willow.
Yeah, it was great.
I love when women in wrestling, especially American women who have worked Japan, are like,
hit each other real hard.
Want to hit each other real hard and do next.
We just gonna hit the fuck out of each other, hard as hell. Speaking of which, Utami is going to be over here wrestling Billy Starks at a GCW show.
Okay. Well,
I'm surprised Billy Starks gets to still do GCW shows, considering I'm pretty sure she signed to AEW.
Stronger opinions about GCW as a brand, a company, a record label. And if you want to do too. GCW, then fuck you. Well, y'all can go ahead and hit them up.
I do too.
I can't do the bingo hall, man.
Nah, I can't do it.
Technically bingo hall.
We did, and you and Seth enjoyed the next show. Y'all have fun with that.
Well, you just don't like to go to that area.
But beyond that, y'all had way more fun.
You were chanting and involved in cheering people and booing people.
GCW isn't terrible. GCW isn't terrible. They just need better cameras.
That
and better venues.
Because it's like much like I think they get a bad rap, but when they do something very bad, like we watched that together because like we didn't want that thing to fail. We used to watch it like we talk about the shows. We watched them.
Yeah.
And when they did that Madison Square Garden show, you came over here on like one of your few days off and was like, okay, this is going to be a big moment for them. This is going to be fun. And we just sat there the whole time watching that show like, so
this looks bad.
Is this
also AJ Gray almost killed himself at that show. It was
like
bad.
Him and Moxley having a match that Monday. Like that match wasn't even Monday. That match was bad. And like it wasn't even like due to any fault of their own. Like because both of them worked really hard, but it's like, yo, did y'all buy the cheapest ladders known to man? Like the props weren't working. Yeah. Everything, the production values fucked them over in that match.
But Billy Starks versus Utami should be fun.
Hopefully the ring ropes hold together.
They're going to drop each other on their heads.
They are going to do a lot of hits.
Yeah, they're going to drop each other on their heads.
Starks cares nothing about it. That girl is 18.
Girl 19 and just don't.
She's 19 now.
Yeah.
Also,
18 or 19 don't care nothing about her body.
While wrestling full time.
Don't care nothing about her body.
It's very real, Stacey, but
it happens.
She wants to go to Japan and get neck dropped. Hey, Nail's here too.
Yeah, she says that. Yeah, but back to the Forbidden Door. What was I about to say? Back to Forbidden Door. Then we got
4-way for the International Championship. That was great.
That was cool. Daniel Garcia and his little dancey dance.
Doing a strong style, no cell power up while doing his drill New York nigga dance. Every time taking multiple kicks and chops to the chest and getting back up and being like
it is great. He got that dance over. It is awesome.
He also did that shit off of Kofi's back, which was like the best version of it we've had yet. He's got to keep, much like Kofi doing all of those Royal Rumble, my feet didn't hit the floor spots. Daniel Garcia has to keep.
He just got to keep finding inventive ways to do the dance.
Ways to do the dance. So to all the people that were upset, like they're wasting Daniel Garcia. He should have joined Blackpool Combat Club, been a serious WrestleMan, or he can be a great technical wrestler, which was never in question, and develop a character.
And do the dancey dance.
Which is a wild New York fuckboy. This nigga is Puerto Rican New York fuckboy incarnate who can actually wrestle like Lance Storm. It works. It's got a game.
And then we got my favorite match of the night. Even though the Bryan Danielson Okada match was great, I think it could have been better if Bryan Danielson didn't shut his arm. Kenny versus Will.
Assassin. He did not wrestle the Commonwealth Kingpin this time. He wrestled. By the way, speaking of moments, Will coming out. You were in the room when Will Ospreay came out. He wasn't wearing his line. He was dressed like the Ninja Boy again. And you looked at me very strangely when I just jumped up and started singing his theme song very loudly.
Okay.
Because it was a moment.
The callbacks this show did were so cool.
Come out to that song since he became like a bad guy. I'm a dickhead. I'm your boy. I'm Conor McGregor.
I put on all this goddamn muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he came out to that joint.
That match was great. Also, Kenny taking that Tiger Driver of 91
landing on
was crazy.
so good that he landed.
On his shoulder
and made it and sold it to y'all. Like people got mad. I'm like, the fact that they had to reveal or somebody went and revealed the magician's trick is kind of lame to me. Like, no, let people like y'all get mad. Y'all
it wasn't even. I don't even think they were trying to reveal it. Like there was multiple pictures taken.
Yeah, the people that like the person on Twitter that was like, everybody relax. Kenny didn't land on his head for real. They did it. I'm like, nah, like don't even do that much. Just let us believe the moment was.
I like to think that Kenny got spiked on his head.
Right. Let them niggas cry. I said that
because he wanted, because he's insane.
Franchise, and they both was like, "Yo, that Kenny Omega's dead. That man is dead." Like, whoa, that's crazy. I'm like,
it looked like he was dead,
and then and
that wasn't even the end of the match.
What you can't see from the other shoulder angle was that he did. They're like, "Yo, that's a crazy like amount of skill and body control." Like that's why they're like, we don't watch
the one wing,
but like we respect professional wrestling because those guys are peak level athletes. I'm like, yeah. Sometimes people ask me, man,
the one wing,
because it's soap operas with suits.
Because it's dope. The one wing, him kicking out from the one wing and Angel at one and hulking up
in Canada. In
Canada. Will Ospreay putting him in the crippler crossface.
After the sharpshooter.
Yes, after the sharpshooter, put him in the crippler crossface.
Wild boy.
Like these are the two best wrestlers in the world. These are the two best wrestlers in the world.
Had no character other than doing flips in the ring. I know you never been.
To be fair, Will Ospreay will tell you. Oh, yeah, Will Ospreay will tell you he ain't really had no character. He just did flips. Then he put on a bunch of muscle and was like, "Now I'm Conor McGregor."
You remember What Culture Pro before it became the fight? Before it became the fight,
yeah.
And he had he was like doing the tag team where he with like all the assassin stuff. He was like dressing as Agent 47 and like the Swords of Essex, the tag team with him and like the guy was basically. Will taught me how to do flips, who I don't know what that guy's doing now. Probably still working the UK. No diss to him. It's just, I can't remember his name. Very talented worker, but if Ospreay had no personality, that dude was times two. Other than look at me do a really cool flip or overly complicated setup for a cutter. It looked cool, but you also had to like put somebody in the arm ring or put it behind their back, do a whippity dibble off the ropes, and then like roll through that to
this nigga said a whippity dibble.
A whippity dibble. I don't know what that is, but you know what it is. It's one of them terms that you just know. Whatever y'all imagine in your head as a whippity dibble is that. That's exactly what it is. We've all seen a nigga do a whippity dibble, especially if you watch Lucha Libre.
Okay.
A bunch of unnecessary shit before they do the shit. A whippity dibble. Anyway, his whole thing was like, I'm from Essex and Essex is the best part of the UK and fuck you if you're not from Essex. And he was kind of working on something then, but I was like, you need some more time. When he finally became the Commonwealth Kingpin, I was like, yeah. That's the thing. I know you didn't like it that much. You're like, oh, he's Conor McGregor. Wow. I'm like, well, it's something.
I mean, I wasn't.
I didn't like it.
I didn't, but he's still like the best wrestler, one of the best wrestlers in the world.
That's incredible. So you think Ricochet is going to be able to recruit him to come hang out in the Fed Bank?
No. First off, if you listen to Will Ospreay, he has no intention of living in America. So
look, if Pac can stay in the UK and still come over here and cook and be an angry
that's what
muscle,
Pac be at.
If Pac can be an angry muscle and come over here and do his thing, Will Ospreay can as well.
Yeah. And then finally, the Bryan Danielson versus Okada dream match was very, very good. It sucks that I feel like it would have been better maybe if Danielson didn't get hurt, because Danielson said they cut some time because he felt his arm. He didn't know how broken his arm was, but he knew it was injured.
Yeah. Damn, we even talk about CM Punk versus Kojima. Larry,
yeah. CM Punk for Kojima was dope. Speaking of which, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. It's going to be dope. CM Punk came back between our shows. And has been really good.
I was going to wear my CM Punk shirt during this show, but I want to support a local business, Blue Tile Skate Shop. Check them out. Anyway.
There has been a lot of weird discourse. I don't want to go too deep into the weird discourse, but there's been a lot of weird discourse. And, like, just watch the show.
Like, end of the day, Stacey has heard me go on my rants about other wrestling fans' activities and their weirdness, and she's had opinions on why these people care so much about what's happening at the office instead of what's on the TV show we're watching in front of us. My wife likes Drag Race. You know what she doesn't do? Go on Twitter and have whole ass arguments with people about which drag queen on there has interpersonal beef with this one and what they're doing off camera. Like the beef's on camera, yeah, talk about it. It's part of the show. What she's not doing is like, well, how much is RuPaul paying this person as a judge, and how come this person only gets to judge this many episodes and challenges?
I don't care what goes on behind the scenes. Hell, it's whatever.
You just want to watch the show you like because you like the art form of drag and watching these people do drag.
Yes. I like it. I just want to be entertained. I want to see what happens from week to week. I might not agree with all the decisions because my favorite might have gotten booted off the show, but I'm still going to watch it and be entertained.
You actually like the thing you're watching, Stacey.
I guess.
Exactly.
Like Taylor's theory is like me and Ben are not to the same extreme as Taylor. Taylor is like thoroughly convinced these niggas don't like pro wrestling at all. Like you can't convince this nigga that they like it to any degree.
I think there's a lot of people who watch pro wrestling for. So AEW gave them an outlet to have a more behind the scenes look at stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And because AEW is not WWE and not super corporate, things are not always filtered well.
Right.
And so we know a lot of shit that goes along on backstage.
Like how Jade Cargill feels she's bigger than the company now, is about to leave and go to WWE because she was angry that they racistly took her belt off her. That's a Twitter narrative.
Except that's not what she said. That's not
at all, Stacey.
Not what she said at all.
Said that,
she didn't say she wasn't coming back.
She said she was enjoying life outside the wrestling bubble because she's on vacation right now, as she should be.
Yes.
Yes.
But what happens? Whatever happens behind the scenes or in executive boardrooms or whatever, it's really none of y'all's fucking business. If you're watching it, watch it and enjoy the show.
Yeah, like the CM Punk stuff
that y'all think that people should be chasing. She don't care about it.
I don't give a fuck.
She's my wife, and me and Ben have had this conversation because his wife's the same thing for him. I will talk about things I'm actively interested in. She will humor me because she likes me, but she don't give a fuck about none of the super minutia. She's walked in a room when we used to live at a condo, and me and Ben would watch pay-per-views and shit together on the network or whatever we were doing, like on a computer for like New Japan World. She would come in the room and be like, "What the fuck is that?" And me and Ben
that
would
was
both
for Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yes, the day like we realized, we're really like
he was great.
For me, that was my moment where I was like, "Oh, this is really like a niche thing we're into still." Like, and we're in a part of it. Like, she never asked super weird questions about her night. She saw a WWE person and it's like, okay, who that looks like a Samoan? Who? Okay, they're related to that guy. Okay, I'm going back to do whatever I'm doing.
Well, Jushin Thunder Liger does look like a Power Ranger.
He does. But us growing up watching him and like as adults watching him in Japan, for us, he's just a normal thing that happens. But to somebody, anyone else, recently walking through a room and seeing us watching Liger walk out would of course be like, what the fuck are you watching? Why is there a Super Sentai? Man, they wouldn't even use those terms. Why is there a Power Ranger?
They would not use the term Super Sentai.
Why is there a big-haired Power Ranger monster man? What is this?
The fact that you use the term Super Sentai, and we both know what that means. We are already too far gone. We are too far gone.
We are casual.
Just say Power Ranger. Don't say Super Sentai. Just say Power Ranger.
It's Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's Power Rangers. It's Power Rangers.
Okay.
It's just Power Rangers. Because Power Rangers is super Japanese.
The fact I said Super Sentai was like, I realized normally sometimes people, when there's two people in a room working together on is that your phone?
It's not mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's mine. Okay. For some reason y'all were hearing them.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, man. Just y'all relax. Just enjoy stuff for what it is, man. Like, just watch the show. It's okay to have opinions. It's okay to have your preferred outcomes you want to see. But if you are so married, like I'll put it this way. We're planning on going. Well, I guess we're going. We're going to a collision on the 5th of August. It's going to be in a city like an hour and a half away from us. You know what? I'm not going there that night. Doing in my head, Ben. I'm not booking the show, and if my exact desire for the show doesn't go that way, nigga, if there's a segment that I don't, or something that happens, or a match I don't personally care about, that's my opportunity to take my son to the bathroom or go get some food or buy some merchandise. I'm not dying.
Brother,
You have to hate watch it.
I might get to see. I haven't seen CM Punk wrestle in person
since we went to Dynamite.
I hope CM Punk wrestles in that card. Yeah. What? Oh, he did. He did wrestle on Dynamite. He wrestled
either Caster or Bowen.
Max Caster. Yeah,
he wrestled Caster that night.
It was Caster.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn, he did wrestle. Mm-hmm. Damn, I've seen a lot of great shit. I saw the Wheel of Yuta.
Yeah, we watched Yuta.
The Yuta Daniel Bryan match.
Oh, that was Yuta.
No, it was Yuta and Bryan.
Yuta and Bryan. Yeah, it was Mox and
Bryan Danielson.
And Jay.
Get it right.
And Jay. You're right. Excuse me, Bryan Danielson. Thank you, baby. We watched Jay, Jay Lethal and Mox fight, and we were told.
Jay Lethal and Mox.
Twitter had been telling us for months. You know how it's crazy. Well, we had this conversation, but I don't know if we ever had it on the podcast. But before that match with Moxley, before he was on TV pretty much weekly at a certain point, everyone was saying, the internet was like, see, Tony Khan doesn't give opportunities to black wrestlers. Jay Lethal is a multi-time Ring of Honor world champion, Triple Crown champion. He's all those things. He's a Grand Slam. He's all those things. He needs to be on TV more. Jay Lethal has earned that. If a black talent like Jay Lethal can't get this push, who is going to get it? And then, oh my God, why is Jay Lethal on TV so much? I'm like, now keep in mind, Stacey, I'm not saying like general Twitter. I'm talking about the same niggas being on Twitter going from, and by niggas I just mean people in general, but the same people being like, Jay Lethal needs to be treated like Jay Lethal.
I use niggas to describe humans.
Yeah, hippos, humans,
niggas
cereal.
ain't got no color or creed. A nigga's a nigga, and you know what a nigga is.
Some of you niggas can't say nigga, don't get that shit twisted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving along.
Yes.
Motherfuckers, the same people tweeting. You probably see the same people I'm talking about, Ben, going from this person needs to be used more, and then when they get used more, oh my God, who's a fan? Who cares about this person? While we were in the arena, you know who these guys, you know who John Moxley is, right? Yeah. John Moxley had it was a 50% split between John Moxley getting chanted for and Jay Lethal. But we were being told online that nobody cared about Jay Lethal in the year of our Lord 2022.
Lies, fairy tales, and fallacies.
And I'm like, well, we're in a not big market, not super smarky city of Columbia. And it's weird how many people in Columbia, particularly white people, really were cheering for Jay Lethal. No one, Willa Yuta's not a star. Tony Khan's putting him on TV too much. He's too green. Now, yes, Yuta is from Myrtle Beach. Yes, Yuta started his career here. I didn't even know that before I started watching him on AEW. He was getting 50-50 chance against Bryan freaking Danielson. It's okay to accept that some people are popular to an audience that you might not be a member of. It's not you don't lose nothing by saying that. You don't, and you're right. We have seen a lot of great stuff. We saw CM Punk call out Hangman Page to start the program for their championship match at the next pay-per-view. That happened in Columbia when he was like, I think we all know what this means. I don't got to say it, but there's a man that has that belt and I respect him, but I got some business to handle here. I got to make up for lost time. I was going 7 years. How much longer am I not going to be a champion? That promo was here in Columbia.
That wasn't Columbia.
Yeah, we watched that.
He's still carrying around maybe that belt. They might be getting another championship.
They're not.
I'm not totally convinced that.
I don't think Tony Khan's going to do.
What you think is in that bag, then?
It's the old belt.
What you think that's in that bag?
So here's my theory, and if it doesn't happen, guess what? I'm not angry. I think they're going to have a ladder match between, because CM Punk, they've done a regular match, right? They've done a regular match that CM Punk
between him and MJF?
That CM Punk lost in Chicago, so clearly he doesn't mind putting him over because he lost to MJF in Chicago. They did the dog collar match that CM Punk won. This is going to be the rubber match, and it's going to be a unification. And this works. It's going to be a ladder match to unify the belts because CM Punk never lost his championship. So we're going to have a ladder match at All Out in Chicago. All Out's in Chicago again, isn't it? Yeah, they're going to have a ladder match.
I don't think that feud is. That's not what's going to happen at All Out. I think that's when you get to Adam Cole.
We're going to get Adam Cole.
MJF.
I think we get Adam Cole and MJF at All In, and that show is.
And then a week, you build that CM Punk match in a week, because All Out is the next week,
right? But CM Punk's going to keep building that match. CM Punk's going to build the match on Collision and on Dynamite. It doesn't matter which one of you win. You got to come see me in Chicago. And it's real hard to beat CM Punk in Chicago. That gives that gives MJF the opportunity to be like, for some people, or however they're going to do that, right? Like, it can be done. Like, not the build is already there. They have the history, and AEW's fan base at this point knows the history of those two guys. The match sells itself. Because Cole,
that's if that's if
you can hold
MJF
off.
comes out of All Out.
You don't have to roll. You don't have to run Cole MJF, not yet, because they can have their tag title match.
They're gonna run Cole MJF.
Hold on, they can have their tag title match through the blind.
I don't think they get to the finals. I think they're going to implode and like that. I think the All In, All Out program.
So you think the All In
is
going to be
MJF,
Bang Bang Gang versus
MJF versus Cole? Yeah, CMFTR.
Well, no.
Which
CM Punk won't be in it.
maybe
It's just tag titles match, not a trios match.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying. But
yeah,
like, there's so
yeah. Well, no, you can still have a trios feud.
But think about this though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Bang Bang Gang. Well, they're gonna wrestle next week. Bang Bang Gang versus
and already kind of built up title picture options for two separate championships that all interconnect with each other. That's the thing I like about AEW. They can do either of them, and they all are reasonable. They're all logical storytelling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Punk and Jay White are going to feud, or are feuding. Not gonna feud. They are feuding. So we'll see. Hell, next week we're getting Samoa Joe versus Punk for the first time
on Saturday
in like 15 something years. Yeah. I gotta go back on the ROH app and watch their old matches.
I've told y'all when I was in the group, I showed Stacy Jay Lethal in that terrible perm. That nigga, I know you didn't spend all your TNA money before that match.
The perm was amazing.
No, brother, that perm made Jesse Jackson cry.
It was
amazing.
Madam CJ, Madam CJ Walker did not burn the scalps off of little black girls for this.
Jesse Jackson never had a perm. Were you talking about Al Sharpton?
Al Sharpton. Jesse never had a perm?
Amazing.
No.
Oh, he had the jerry curls.
Jesse had a curl. Al Sharpton had a perm.
He had the curl and press. My bad. Excuse me.
Al Sharpton got his perm because of James Brown.
Amazing. Yeah, Forbidden Door was great. I wish they had followed up with a better Dynamite to capitalize on the momentum, but Dynamite is rarely ever actually bad. It was just an up and down show, kind of weirdly paced.
I thought Dynamite was fine.
It's fine, but like AEW is not allowed to be fine for certain people. Not us, but weird niggas who get no bitches. Okay, so speaking of Forbidden Door, some developments came out of that. Let's get to the big one, man. We're just gonna skip to it. Julia, coming out of the same weekend Stardom show, which is for context, Stacey, Stardom is the Japanese.
I don't even know what Stardom show was this weekend. I didn't watch it.
Or same parent company. The one where I'll be watching all the women drop themselves as they dropping on necks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The bitches that be kicking each other off. Anyway.
Yeah, Julia.
Thekla's
here too, right? Yeah, Thekla's over here too. Thekla,
Utami. Apparently just Donna Del Mondo is like out here going on.
Utami isn't in Donna Del Mondo.
She's not?
Utami isn't in Donna Del Mondo.
What group?
She is in Queen's Quest.
Oh, Utami.
She's Queen's Quest.
I should have. Yeah, she was in Queen's Quest. I'm thinking of Shuri. Shuri was still is the leader of. Yeah. She's the leader in the way that Shinsuke was still the leader of Chaos when Okada was champ, but still the leader.
Julia is basically the leader. Yeah, Julia and Thekla are here.
Shuri is still like the.
I guess.
Like
we're deep in the weeds, Jonesy. We're way deep in the.
Right.
Okay. We are way too deep in the weeds. Don't nobody know who the fuck Queen Quest is. Or Donna Del Mondo. Nobody knows what we just said.
Thank you for pulling. Well, we say that, but like the homies that are in the wrestle chat and other people that fuck with them that they share, people know what we be talking about. But we did go in the weeds there.
I guess.
Yeah, right. All right. Let's pull it back.
That was deep.
New Japan Strong, which is New Japan's U.S. branch, which is a good show to watch, by the way. I went to one of their live tapings in Charlotte last year. Really good time. You get to see like a lot of people from different places come in and performing, and just have good time. It was I got my $50 worth. Really good show. Great seats I got too. I showed you, like, you saw the videos from where I was sitting there, but you had to work that weekend.
Yeah.
All right, so they got a 2-night show coming up called Independence Day, which they will be doing that's in Osaka, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be in Japan. So it'll come on at like a weird time here, like
no,
2-3. Which night is
It's
it?
not in Osaka. It's here.
Oh, snap. Hold up.
Yeah, I think the Independence Day show is here somewhere.
Let's see. All right. Well, I got the cards here. So night one, we got the IWGP, which is like the governing body that they're under for pro wrestling in Japan. Their heavyweight tag team championship match, which is going to be light junior heavyweight match, is going to be Will Ospreay has a group over in Japan called the United Empire, and the junior tag champs are TJP, TJ Perkins. You might know him from WWE as TJP, TJ Perkins, and Francesco Akira versus Drilla Maloney and Clark Connors, new members to the Bullet Club. They are very talented young UK wrestlers. Well, one of them's a UK wrestler. Clark Connors, really, really talented guy. Drilla Maloney used to be Dan Maloney in NXT UK. Glad they freed that man. I think it's hilarious that he took on the name Drilla. Also, that is the most Middle Eastern, racially ambiguous looking white man I have ever seen. That's not named John B. Besides Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is not a white man. Sami Zayn is very much a Syrian.
Yeah, well,
He is a fully Arab man.
Super gentle.
Drilla Maloney looks more Arab than Sami Zayn, but he is very much a white guy from the UK. Very talented though. So I feel like, I don't know, like if you want to do like quick predictions. Ben, my prediction is that they're going to submit this new Bullet Club at this show by putting belts on their guys.
Yeah.
I know you're not big on David Finlay being the leader, but how do you feel about the new guys they brought in from the dojo?
They're fine.
Okay.
Gives them something to do. I like Clark Connors.
Right. Clark is great. Wild Rhino, baby. Comes out with he wears a gold chain with a rhino on it.
Yeah.
He's like the wild white boy that like sell weed in the hood, but he's still dressed like a white boy. I like it.
Yeah. So they're fine.
Exciting encounter. Doomsday.
I mean, I just,
you're not.
that was it.
You're not sold on this new era of Bullet Club. House of Torture needs to go be its own thing. Them guys need to go over there.
Yes.
Go over there.
They just need to be their own faction.
So you watched Forbidden Door. Did you catch when or was it Ring of Honor? It was Ring of Honor where the House of Torture guys had a match. So the New Japan guy was guesting on Ring of Honor commentary and mentioned how how there are made men in certain American films. That's what, right? Oh, so you caught that? I'm like, is he implying like?
I didn't catch it.
Okay. Oh, you nodded. So Chris was like, because someone was like, you know how David Finlay's been like on some Roman Reigns paranoid, get everybody before they get me shit. Like I'm cleaning house, but he's like, it's funny how he didn't clean out former leaders of Bullet Club. Like he mentioned how Evil was a leader of the group, and like how our boy Kenta was like kind of like a de facto leader of the old Bullet Club, but let him.
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, it's funny how certain guys weren't touched by like his takeover. And so Chris was like, well, you know how there's certain guys in certain types of films that are made men who are untouchables that you don't bother. I'm not saying that's what's going on with House of Torture and Kenta, but I'm like, yo, did you just imply these dudes have like mob ties? Because you really aren't supposed to do that in Japanese culture. Like that's a big no-no.
Well, they're not in Japan, and fucking Bullet Club is a gang. This is what it is. Know, it's far less of a faction and a gang.
In Japan is very much tied to what they call antisocial organizations.
Antisocial organizations.
That's a wild way to describe it. It's very polite. So polite.
But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the Julia Willow match.
That's on night 2. We still on night.
They're gonna drop each other in the head.
It's gonna be great. So we also have this is the actual title of this match. If you're not familiar with Japanese wrestling, our friends that only watch US stuff, bear with me, but this is the real title of this match. Exciting encounter, Doomsday no DQ match. John Moxley and Homicide, the Notorious 187, the Cop Killer, the Gringo Killer, versus El Desperado, a.k.a. Deathmatch Despy, and Yun Kasai. That's going to be fun. And there's going to be a lot of blood.
It will be.
Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship match is going to be Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi Pickles versus Alex Coughlin and Gabe Kidd. Gabriel Kidd is a dude who's very talented. I like him. I watched him come up through What Culture Pro and all those other places. And I just need him to relax. I think it's hilarious how upset he got with the 4 pillars thing in AEW.
The 4 pillars thing.
Particularly with Daniel Garcia. Like, how dare you call out Shibata? Like, and Daniel Garcia just trolling that man.
Like, relax.
Like, hey, bro, I don't care. I trained with the Da-Da-Das. He's like, cool. I main evented multiple weeks on national television. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you, though.
Oh, damn. There's a Solo Leveling trailer that came out.
Oh, yeah. That's been
I
out.
will keep that.
Oh, yeah. Solo Leveling is coming very soon. That comes out on the 16th, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? God damn.
Soon.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
Hopefully they do more with this than Gods of High School. Because I enjoyed Gods of High School, but they're never doing a second season of Gods of High School.
That's whack. All right, Ben, give me a sec. I got to set my camera. You can just run down the main things you're looking forward to.
Well, no, that honestly, man, that's basically the show.
Okay, cool.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to Willow and Julia.
Yeah, Willow and Julia is going to be great. If you haven't seen either of them work, YouTube them. They have stuff on YouTube you can watch that are free matches.
Well, you've seen Willow if you're listening to us. I mean, AEW. Julia, you might not have seen. So just Google YouTube. If you need match recommendations, I got you. Her match with Shiori was
Julia is. I need to watch the match that she had with Shuri for the red belt. I need to watch her match when she dropped it to Tam. Because Tam be cooking too.
Yeah. So that's basically the show, guys. Thank you guys for listening. You guys are great.
We appreciate y'all.
What the hell is this picture?
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all. I don't know why there's a picture here.
Huh, weird.
But thank you guys for listening, and we appreciate you. And we out.
Holla.
Peace.
Yep.